Okay, we're going live.
Okay.
Then I've got
Hey,
to fix the emojis.
uh, let's see, what time is it? Is it nighttime? It's night. Dominic ought to be the first one in. Dominic or Mark.
You thinking Dominic? I don't know.
Loki, stop. Shh. I went, Loki, stop. He looked at me and went, like, that's my job.
He knows you.
Let's see, what time is it? Is it nighttime? It's night. Dominic ought to be the first one in. Dominic. Okay, I must have something open somewhere. Let me go find it. I could hear it twice. Wait, it's the other one. I don't have you up. I was getting it back, feedback, but I don't see it.
You're not seeing it?
No, I don't have it now. But I heard me say that Dominic will be the first one in. I heard it 2 times. But I don't see it because I don't have you pulled up on anything else.
Little Llama Laura's first.
Shut up, Laura. And my computer's running slow today.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to reboot it eventually.
Laura was on this afternoon.
Yeah, she was on, but I got back. I got back when it was almost at the end, so I didn't try to get on.
Corey Mono, how you doing?
Dominic's late because he's probably
See what Laura put in the chat?
no, I'm trying to get to the chat.
She says it's not the computer, it's the operator.
Probably. No, it's just this damn Apple old computer. I'm about to put my older one up here because my older one has more RAM in it and it'll work better.
Oh, you're running the old one, huh?
No, I've got an older one than this that runs the internet faster because it's got 16 gigs of RAM. This has only got 8. And to put 8 more in here, you got to take about 50 things apart.
Hello, Justin.
Dude, I would have lost this bet.
What's up?
How you
What's
doing?
up, Justin?
Good.
Ed Hessick, how you doing? Good evening, Ed. So you were over on Laura's for a while, right?
Yeah, I got off so I could talk to David because figure out what the hell was going on with my computer.
Oh,
Yeah.
David can tell you, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think we got it all figured out. So
AZ David?
yeah.
He is a computer whiz. He's helped me out more than I can count.
No, you see, Justin was the first one on. I thought I was talking on the panel. I wasn't talking in Laura didn't count.
Laura doesn't count. Ha!
What's up, Laura, Corey, Edward?
Well, it wasn't Dominic either, anyway.
Real.
No, I still lost. Wait till he comes on. I'm gonna tell him that.
Bent Rail, how you doing?
I need Lance or Hot Rod to come on. I already know what it was.
Here comes Dominic now.
You see, I told you. Dominic. Maybe lose my bet, Dominic.
What happened?
I said you were gonna be the first one on the panel besides me. And Justin beat you.
Yeah, would have been on earlier, but I had something to do. I needed to finish.
I said he's not on right now because he's chasing that one girl down for that money.
Thanks, Johnny.
Hmm.
Captain Joe.
And Johnny's there too. I could ask all of y'all a question.
Yep.
Flying the Mavic 3, got it back, landed it, turned everything off. We're getting ready to put everything away and looked down at one of the batteries, and the light's still on.
Uh-uh.
It's not in the drone. Not in the drone.
Well,
I
you know,
pressed it.
I've had something like it happen before, and I've had to do the double tap to shut it off.
I did that, and it just showed me. It went all the way across, went back, left the one light on.
Wow.
I put it in the drone, and as soon as I put it back in the drone, it went doo doo doo. So it was still on.
Was
Right?
still on.
So I looked at it and I said, okay, maybe I turned it off. I pulled it out before it turned completely off. So I started it up again, turned it off, and the light went out. So that's what I think I did. I think I pulled it out before it completely closed off.
Because you
it's a
know
smart battery.
you can start the battery and swap them while the one's hot and the other.
Hot swap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what I think it happened. Thinking that it was just I pulled it out before it was finished. And I didn't mean to say it that way. I pulled the battery out of the drone before I turned it completely off. How about that?
It's on record now.
Yeah, I'm done.
Hey,
It's over with.
Vegemite.
There's Vegemite.
Yeah, and Justin's being quiet because he's clipping.
Yeah.
Hello,
It was
Vegemite.
still a hot battery. That's what it was.
Kitty. Yeah, Johnny says it was still hot.
Yeah. Yep. Could have been. It made me. I didn't want to put it in the case. I wanted to make sure I kept it with me in my hand, just see in case it was going to go crazy on me. Then I said, let me just plug it back in. And I was thinking,
it's possible it was still hot too.
Yeah, I was thinking all hot rod because when I plugged it back in, I was holding the drone like in the middle, and when it went dee dee and the propeller started to move, I almost dropped it. I almost dropped the drone. I got my hands out of the way quick. That sucker would have started up on me. I would have kind of jumped.
That'll happen.
Yeah, I had one on my desk that I accidentally hit something and started it. One time I had to grab it. I was holding. It was the original Levada. I had my hand on top of it while I was turning it off. It was trying to take off.
You think that's bad? David was sitting at his computer one day and did something with the FPV drone and armed it, and the bitch took off in his room, and he had to smack it out of the air because it almost hit his $2,000 monitor.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I would have had to hit it.
Night
Imagine
train for a ride. All right.
Imagine like a 3-4 inch drone just fucking arming and taking off in your room.
Yeah.
Fucking FPV drone at full speed.
Yeah, that would kind of make you squeeze your cheeks a little.
Especially one that doesn't have any kind of safety features. What's up, Tim?
Okay. Just getting ready to talk about it.
Joe, if you pull that out fast enough, you can fly with no battery.
Yeah, right. Mr. Jackson.
Jonathan, what's up?
I didn't see Jonathan in here. I see
Oh, by the way, I found that guy's board.
Oh, did you?
Oh, did you?
How
Yeah,
long did it take you to find it?
5 minutes.
And was it
Yes, Jonathan.
damaged or anything or no?
No, but I sent him a picture and he came out there and he looked at it and he said, yeah, I'm gonna wait to go get it. Let me send you the picture, Justin. Hold on.
Relentless.
What's up,
Hey,
Relentless?
Relentless, how you
Jonathan, what's up?
haven't seen you in a while? And Jonathan, there he is.
Yeah.
I just sent it to you, Justin.
Was it in the weeds? Joe?
Wait till you see it. Wait till you see it. I told him, I said, found your board, but I don't think you want to go get it right now.
Gators around, right?
Wait till you see it.
Oh, he's fucking laying on it. Oh, you just go out there and scare the gator off. Fuck it.
Came out with the jet ski and his son, and they were gonna go out there.
Ain't no big deal. You just get a couple paddles, he'll run the gator off.
Yeah, just remember where it is and go back
Gators,
later.
gators, if you kind of get defensive with them, they'll back off. They won't always come at you.
You know, I looked at that. I saw the gator, and I said, "Oh, it's a gator." I pulled across, and I looked down at it, and I went, "Wait a minute, that's a keel." Like that.
Well,
It was,
what I'm looking at, it looks like it's a half a board.
no, it's buried in the sand right there a little bit.
Okay.
And the keel, what I'm thinking is that he's on top of that because it's probably warmer with the sun.
Sure.
Mm.
You know, and
He
I
wants to
looked
go
at that and
sleeping.
I started laughing. But that was right after I got out there and I started looking. He came out there, he looked at the picture, and I said, "Yeah." I said, "I don't think." I said, I'm gonna do a picture and send it to you." I said, "But I sent it to him." I said, "I don't think you want to come get it right now." And I showed him a screenshot of it, and he came out. He said, "Is that a gator?" I said, "Yeah."
So with your
He said,
drive, I was gonna say with your drive time and everything, what, maybe $200 for 30 minutes worth of work?
Yeah, not even that." He came out. He looked at me. And he handed me. He said, "I don't have cash on you. You got Venmo?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Let me Venmo you." He said, "I know where it's at." And I showed him right where it was because I backed out and showed him another area where exactly where it was. And he said, "Boy, I tell you what, that was quick." I said, I was just, I went, and I got 50 feet and I did the zoom in on the 7 times lens. And I just started creeping along. That's all I did. And I knew it was only about a 300-yard area that he said it thinks it was because he gave me where he thought it was. And what had happened when he got in there, it got covered with sand. So he couldn't find it. And because the water hasn't gone up that much, it hasn't moved. So it was kind of funny. He come out there and he said, I gotta show Dr. Blussie that. That's the guy that did my knee. He said, that is like hilarious. So he called up his son, and the son came out with they had 2 jet skis, and they were gonna go out there, and I think they were bringing a 22 with them, but they weren't gonna shoot it, you know. But they were just
Well,
in case they needed to.
look what
I don't know if he's got it yet.
Dan just did.
It says, do not feed or molest gators.
Gator don't play no shit. You feel me? Gator never been about that. Never been about playing no shit.
Yeah,
It
that was
says
kind
don't
of
molest gators. So what are you out there doing? Fingering the gators?
yeah, but that's fun. But you
Yeah.
see, I've been saying all that is marsh area around there. I guarantee they got gators out there.
Jonathan wanted to know which drone you used for that. It was the
Mavic 3.
Mavic 3?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a Mavic 3. That was, but I mean, I wasn't out there more than maybe total of 15 minutes when I found it, you know. I mean, that's setting up, taking off, having to stop what I was doing because this dog come running over to me and try to climb in my lap. Yeah, I had a dog come over, want to be my best friend.
You had a
You know?
co-pilot.
And he come over there, the people were falling out. He said, he don't go to anybody. So he smells 3 dogs on me. So I'm his best friend. I came home, they smelled it, and they walked away from me. They got mad.
He's gonna be pissed when Joe finds out he photoshopped that board in the sand.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he went out there. They looked at it. They went and looked at it.
It's
Shut
funny.
up, John. I wish you'd have been with me to see that. That
To
was,
be
that was
honest,
really,
To be honest, Johnny, I don't think his editing skills is gonna be that
yeah,
extensive.
I'm not that good. But I was joking. I was gonna say, I hope I find a gator out here somewhere.
That's funny. It just
It's
happened
right
to be
in
laying
the
on the damn
floor.
thing.
But I found something else out there that I gotta I gotta look at the video and look at it really good. I'm trying to figure out what the hell it is. And the more I looked at it, because we found some crazy stuff out there in the marsh. Found an automobile out in the marsh that was just sitting out there, Jeep. I showed it to Johnny once, but it's by a tree. And when I got near the tree, I noticed it looked like a net, or it didn't look round. I said, it looks like a swimming pool. So it looked like a swimming pool out there. Then I was looking at it a little while ago, and I said, "Man, it looks like a trampoline." I said, maybe that's Johnny's trampoline. And then when I started coming to the side, I better do a screenshot and send it to y'all. I got to the side. I looked at it, and now it looks more like a tree house that somebody built on the backside of the tree, and it's a stairs going up to it. Might be like a blind that somebody might have built, and it's like screen all around it. So I'm wondering if somebody got a drug thing going out there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm lucky I didn't get shot down if it was. Let me go pull that little piece of video and show y'all.
Oh, Dan got a, look at this. Dan caught a bunch of gators when he was out there after he read that sign. Watch.
All right, this is
Zoom
hard
zoom.
to see, but
I don't have my glasses.
Here's one.
all right,
Yeah, you see right there?
all right,
Yeah.
check it
Yeah.
out. Yeah, there you go.
There's a bunch of them right there. There's the
See
little
'em?
ones.
Wait, okay. What
Big
am I
ass
looking
one.
at?
See? There's
That's
one.
about a 6 foot.
There's one right there.
Oh wow,
And
yeah.
there's one up there.
There's one there, one there.
There's
one
one,
there.
two. I see two.
And
Those
the
look
big
a little
one
pretty
that
tiny.
You can kind of see back here, but the angle's really bad. Is back there. Yeah, right there. There's a big
There's one back there.
chilling back there.
That's a little bit bigger.
I can see the eyeballs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right there. Yeah, that's a big boy.
That's about a 10. Yeah, Bayou Signet. Like I told you, I was out there one day and I looked down and I was just taking pictures of a gator across the way. And I looked down and I saw two small gators in the water. And I mean, y'all better stop it. The two small gators. And I mean, baby. And I said, where's the mama? Like that. And I started backing up and she was actually coming out of the water already on the side of me. And she was like 14 feet.
I don't know. I'm not sure, Johnny. I know he lives in the Tampa area, so maybe it was somewhere around there. I'm not sure.
Let me find that piece of video.
Oh, there you go. Just answered you. Largo Botanical Gardens.
Okay.
Largo Botanical Gardens, right?
I was about to say, I know he was listening because he was sending me videos of gators because he heard us talking about it.
Uh,
I'm still confused why they said don't molest the gators. Like, do you entice them to get into your van
Michael?
with candy? Or what?
Uh,
Instead of a candy van, it's like a chicken van. Entice the gators to get in there with you.
Well, there's a lot of people that eat those damn things, isn't
You
it?
put a little lipstick on the gator and rub
Yeah.
its head and tell it how
Gators are
pretty it
good.
is.
Gator meat is pretty expensive, I hear. If you can buy it.
There's places that
we
serve
don't
it.
have alligators here, but we have crocodiles, and crocodile meat's actually nice.
What's up, cool cat?
I don't know how different alligator meat would be then. Probably not much.
Probably the same.
I
Yeah.
had gator long time ago when I was a kid. My dad, we went to somewhere down in the San Bernardino to a restaurant that was serving it. I don't really remember what it tastes like, to be honest. And I haven't tried it since I've been here, but there are places that serve it.
Tastes like chicken.
Probably tastes like chicken.
It
But
does.
it'd be a red
Man.
meat, not a white meat. So I'd be thinking that if it's anything like crocodile, it'd be similar. With an interesting taste, I must say.
I'm
Bit chewy.
yeah, I'm a little wondering, Dan, why they came up with that terminology. Somebody had to have done something to one of those gators at one time.
Well,
Yeah.
you would think it was the sign should say, "Do not disturb the alligators or the wildlife." you know?
I'm thinking somebody did something really gross,
Yeah,
and then they had to put the molest thing on the side.
yeah.
Went out there and stuck their finger up its butt or something stupid.
Yeah, I sent you those two pictures, the pictures of this thing I found.
Uh,
The more I look at it, it looks like it's some kind of tree house with a net all the way down to the ground. As you can see how there's a stairwell
you know
going up
what
to it.
that is? I bet that's a hunting blind.
Well, that's what I was thinking at
Yeah,
first.
because there's a ladder in there and they probably sit in there and hide and then they shoot out from the sides.
Yeah,
What do you
a little
guys hunt
blurry, huh?
around there? Yeah, it's
It
definitely a
might have,
hunting blind.
it might have deer up in there.
Because what it is they got their camouflage and then the floor is
Okay,
going to be a
okay.
hard floor.
But let me ask you a question. What's all that white stuff stacked up like it's almost like a fence?
This,
Yeah, on the inside, on the inside.
it might be tree stands or something that they left in there.
Or,
Meth
Because
lab.
some people will set up these big blinds and they'll just leave them there, and they'll come back every year.
or
and
it's
use
to
them.
keep the gators out of there.
Well, if you go
Or
to the
it's a
second picture,
Or it's a
the second picture,
stabilization.
watch, go to that one. Watch the side shot. See how it goes up to it?
Yeah, it's a ladder. Because what it is
Yeah,
there's a hard floor in the bottom that they sit in, and then they have camouflage netting around the edges. It's definitely a hunting blind.
that's what I was thinking.
And that metal
And it would,
thing probably is for them to maybe stabilize when they're shooting, or it could be something that they
yeah,
hang stuff on.
yeah, that just popped up out of nowhere out there, and I saw it. And I said, "What the hell is
Yes,
that?"
people will set that shit up and then they'll just leave it and they'll come back every year and reuse it.
Yeah, they might have deer up in there.
Is that private property?
No,
Because people do that on public land too. They'll set up tree blinds like that.
yeah, I
Even
was
though
thinking it might be set up like that because I know they got deer that walk all through that area. Wild hogs too.
No, no,
Yeah,
cool
but
cat. You're not taking that away from us, okay? No, don't correct me.
but that's too close to people for somebody to be shooting.
Yeah, but you know, if that's public land and somebody set that up there, they probably don't give a crap about the law because that's probably not legal.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
But you know, nobody has found it yet or reported it. But I guarantee it could be illegal hunting too.
It could be. I know a couple of guys that wildlife fish. I show it to them.
But
Think
that
they'll
is
go take it down.
100% a hunting blind for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking it was something like that.
Johnny thinks it's for ducks, hunting ducks.
Yeah,
Duck
it could be. I
blind.
didn't think about ducks out there.
That's what I said. I was just curious what you guys hunted, but that sure as shit is a blind for sure. I gotta go through my glorious barrage of footage from like 14 years ago, but I have a couple videos of me wrestling a gator. Oh, dude, I saw a guy on a golf course. He just walked up because the gator was next to his ball. He just walked up, grabbed a gator by the tail, and threw it in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this dude gave no fucks. He just walked up to the gator, grabbed it by its tail, threw it in the water, and then continued his golf game without missing a beat. Gators will, like I've seen enough people confront gators, and a lot of times they'll back up away from you if you're being more aggressive than they are, you know. You're showing more aggression, usually they'll back up in the water.
The only time is if you got a nest of babies around.
Yeah, then they'll get aggressive. But that's
And that's what I
most
dealt with at
animal.
Bayou Signet one day.
That's most wildlife though. They get more aggressive around the babies. But I've seen people chase gators off of golf courses with just golf clubs. They go up to them and just swing the golf club at their face. The gators don't want to fucking sit there and deal with it, so they'll just run back in the water.
But the gator's fast though, be careful.
No, what is it? The ones that are really aggressive, the caimans? Is that they're
Oh
called?
yeah.
Those fuckers are aggressive as shit. They'll chase you. What's up, Matt?
How you going, boys?
Hey,
Matt,
how you doing, Matt?
Betty.
Matty,
Matty.
how you going? You all right?
Oh God, now we're gonna have to hear Laura in the
Yeah, we're
chat now.
hanging in.
Now Laura's gonna start
All
talking.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't see the chat. You'll have to let me know. If she calls me Tiny Channel, probably will.
As long as the last word's channel, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So
How was your
are
weekend,
you
all right?
done with, are you done
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
work
it's
for the
been
day,
alright.
Matt?
Nice and sunny.
Matt, are you done with work for the day?
Nah, mate, I'm just starting. I'm on my way to
Yeah.
work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
remember it's morning time there.
What,
No,
7:30?
well, the Australians are upside down, so they must work at nighttime then. That's our normal work day.
You don't like to get sunburnt, mate.
Looks like an
Yeah.
apocalyptic type thing during the daytime in Australia. There's no cars
Mm.
on the road, just silent.
Yeah.
You know what? I during the Commonwealth Games on the Gold Coast here in 2018, I was obviously still doing the same job. Anyway, the mayor of the Gold Coast, he thought that it was going to be absolute mayhem through the Gold Coast, which it would have been. And he told all the residents, he goes, go away for holidays at this time of year and la la la. It's going to be flat knackers. Anyway, during that time, now there's a stretch of road called the Pacific Motorway, right? And
Uh-huh.
any time of the day or night, you go down in these sections and there's cars and trucks and shit going everywhere. The first time in my life, I went for about 40 Ks. I didn't see one truck or one car. And it was like an apocalypse. It was incredible. I've never seen it. I was the only vehicle on the road it was about like 2 a.m. But it was the weirdest feeling, man.
Oh, you live out a place like Ron lives, it's like that all the time.
You know,
You could drive for 30 miles down a road and maybe see one car if you're lucky.
yeah. Yeah, hey, god damn. Weirdest thing.
No, I've been through like busy cities and towns, like, and like the first few weeks of COVID when everybody was super paranoid. Oh, dude, it was weird driving down the main highway of the city. It was like just dead, nobody out. And then you kind of get that feeling during like Christmas Day too, when nobody's out shopping because nothing's open. There'll be nobody on
Yeah.
the roads, You'll drive and
Yeah,
you'll happen to go to
exactly
like
right.
just, go to the gas station or something to grab something quick. And you'll drive down the roads and there's like nobody out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah.
Be nice if the roads were like that all the time.
I know, right?
Just that windscreen, man.
Yep.
How was your live show on Friday night there, mate? Good?
Oh yeah, it was really good. Oh, you got to go back and watch it when East Coast Dusty came on the panel.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude, it was
Oh,
fucking
did he?
hilarious.
He did.
Yeah, he came on the panel and yeah, I lined him, Tim, and Mike up, and it looked like a progression over like 20 years.
I'm gonna have to watch that. Did you see that? Did you see that, Paul? Justin's fishing for views. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah, he's
Oh.
always,
Yeah.
Go check out my channel. Oh,
yeah, yeah,
I'll get 60 views on that live show if you go there.
yeah.
Oh dear.
Average 140 something.
Randy.
Is that all? Okay.
Yeah.
You'll
Oh,
get
but
there
we
one
have
day.
noticed
Maybe if
though,
I push it a bit further.
the last week though, it's been really weird. Like all these channels now, you're not getting the notifications for their live shows like Paul's. I don't
Yeah.
get them till like 12 hours later.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Paul Murray goes live
get
and it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon here. And I'm thinking, what's going on? And then I hit it and it's like something that happened 15 hours ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his channel's not the only one
Yeah,
that's been
that's
doing
weird.
it. It's a bunch of people's
Yeah.
channels.
Yeah, couple.
Yeah, YouTube's going really weird, and especially with those shorts and shit too. They're just not punching these shorts at all.
No, I think they've hit that peak where they're not pushing them as hard anymore.
Yeah, that sucks.
I knew that was gonna
I did,
happen
I mean-
eventually.
Yeah, well, I did get good views off one when I just lifted the lid off Weber and the smoke come out of it. I mean, effort. I put so much effort into that, and it did really well. And then I thought this one will do really good, so I made a fucking what do you call it? A espresso martini. Oh, I think it's got 60 views, something like that.
Yeah, dude, I can't. I
Stupid.
have trouble getting over 500 or 600 views now. I used to average like a 1,500 to a 2,000 for a short,
Yeah,
and now I'm lucky if I get 500 or 600.
I might do another test because I'll just hold a drone, I hold me quad or something like that, and just rev the motors. That's got 13,000 views on one, right? So I'm going to do that and just see if it cracks 1,000. See and to see what it's doing, because anything with a drone in it did really well on my channel. Obviously, I suppose it's a drone channel.
Yeah.
So they always did pretty well. So it'll be a bit of an experiment. Put another bullshit short up and see what it does.
Yeah, it's we've all noticed that though recently that they're not pushing them no more. But I had a feeling that was going to happen. Like I said that month, like a year ago, that eventually everybody try to get as many subs and views out of it as possible because eventually it's going to slow down. That's exactly what happened.
Well, Laura wouldn't know any different, would she? She wouldn't have picked it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't set my blind spot, mate. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to watch that the last couple gaming lives we did with Tim. That shit was hilarious.
Oh, here we go. Views again. God damn it. Yeah, it is. He cracks the shits, mate, real bad, doesn't he?
Yeah, and the
Hilarious.
Rigger goes in the comments and timestamps all the funny shit too.
Oh,
So
does
you
he?
can, yeah, so you can go in there and look in the comments and he'll timestamp everything.
Oh, that's funny. That'll be every time. Every time Tim opens his mouth. It's funny as fuck, mate.
Tim's still in the chat?
Yeah.
Has he been on today?
He was on Laura's earlier.
Oh, right, yeah.
He was in I think he's in Paul's chat right now.
Don't know.
It was earlier.
What's up, B-Mac?
And when he
Big
came in, I said,
Mac,
now I can't
Brian,
talk about it.
how are you?
Randy, how's it going? Sunstar, what's up?
Come on. You can tell when
Okay.
school goes back. We just had 2 weeks of school holidays, and I've been leaving this time of day, obviously a little bit earlier than I normally do. And as soon as school's back, traffic's a nightmare.
Oh yeah, because they're constantly stopping and stopping traffic all the time.
Yeah, all those Turek tractors.
Because you guys have the same laws as we do, right? They stop and you have all traffic has to stop while the kids get on. Is it the
No.
same? It's not the same over there?
Pick up
You
zone.
can
No.
you can just drive right by the bus while the kids are getting on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
At 40
speed
kilometers
up.
an hour, though.
Yeah, because over here you have to like
School
if a
zone.
Stop.
if a bus is in front of you, they pull over, they put all their flashing lights on, and the 2 stop signs come out on the side of the bus. And if you don't stop, oh boy, you get in big trouble because they got cameras on the sides of the buses to get your license
We
plate.
don't do that school bus thing that often, though.
Yeah, you have to
No.
all and the traffic has to stop both ways unless there is
We don't have much of a
divide-
school bus thing here. Don't know what it's like in Queensland, but hello, Birdman. Hello,
There now
Laura.
follows an important announcement by Laura Corn.
Hi,
Up,
Tiny
Justin.
Channel.
Here we go.
We knew that was coming.
Hey, Lloyd.
Oh
Paul
damn,
just
Lloyd!
starts with a C.
Lloyd's in the chat.
Oh my god, dude! He said, "Paul,
Great
I
to
can't
see you've
believe."
joined us.
He said, "I
Come
can't
and join
believe you."
us.
Okay, so Matt, listen to this. Lloyd said, Paul, I can't believe you lowered your standards so much that you would let that Aussie trailer trash like Matt on the panel.
Lloyd's not Australian.
Yeah.
Y'all talking about Tim again?
Trailer trash.
That's pretty low as far as US standards go.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's
Jonathan.
just called normal housing here.
Exactly.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, Joe. Shut up, Joe.
Anyone else?
Mm.
You not insulted Justin or Dominic yet?
Hi, Dominic.
Good evening.
I
Well,
never.
that was very insulting to Dominic.
I never
No,
insult
no,
Dominic.
you need to pack that in. Next.
I don't want to speak to
Mm.
Justin. He left my show.
Oh.
Like he was the only one.
Oh dear.
Boom.
I'm supposed to be packing my suitcase.
Yeah.
Point
Anyway,
one
packing it
Mac.
I would put your YouTube channel in it and go.
Pretty small
Isn't that what you've
suitcase.
done with your YouTube channel?
No, he doesn't need a suitcase. He needs a handbag. Or as Americans call it, a
I hope you
purse.
said. I hope you said man bag. I've got a handbag. I've got a man bag.
No, you have a handbag.
Got one of those. Got one of those little fanny packs.
I don't care.
I'm
It's
back.
a Gucci, so whatever.
We can't call them fanny packs here.
Yeah, they're called
They're bum bags.
they're bum bags.
Bum bags.
Yeah, because the fanny's at the front end.
I remember.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Over here, the fanny is the front part.
I remember that was so popular back in the 90s. You'd see a bunch of middle-aged dads with fanny packs,
Bum bags.
Bum bag.
like a man purse on your waist.
Yeah. Nothing wrong
Yeah.
with it.
I had one of them when I went over to Bali. It was very handy. And then they tried to pickpocket me. You could feel them doing it, and they surround you. And they all put stuff in front of your face, going, ah. Next minute, there's someone behind you, unzipping everything on your bum bag. But
Then
I
you
didn't have
unzip
anything
the
in
wrong
it, so
zip
it was a
and
waste of
thought,
time.
fucking hell, what the hell's that?
What you do is you put fake shit in there just to piss them off after they think they got something off you.
That's a
I fill it
common.
up with thumbtacks.
It's a trick I do when I go into London. If I'm carrying like my tablet or something, I will put a towel in with the tablet on top of that, but put loads of crap underneath. Because there used to be a case where people were going around slicing the bottom of rucksacks and filling up the carrier bag while you're stood on the tube and walking off with your stuff. But by putting a towel there,
Unreal,
the
isn't it?
crap falls out.
Unreal, eh?
It
That
is.
shit.
Like I said, it's like those fake monks overseas that like to hand you the bracelet and expect you to pay them for it, but they say it's free.
Monks. Normally,
They're not real though; they're fake. They're not real monks. They just
They're
dress up
not-
like them.
not monks. They're named after a similar name to the traveling community. Starts with a G. We won't say it.
But
Yeah, we're not allowed to use that terminology anymore.
No,
not talking about gypsies, are you?
No, that's it.
Yeah.
No, not allowed to
Can't use
use
that word. Can't use that word. No,
It's
no.
racially insensitive to use
They
that word.
literally had a show over here called My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding.
Yeah, no, we have that over here, but no, you can't use it anymore. They're the traveling community now.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You can't use
Oh.
that term either.
Traveling.
You can use fuck, you can use shake, but you can't use them together. It's offensive.
Oh, and the show The
Exactly.
Gentleman. There was actually a group of them in the show.
Hmm.
They were running drugs for the main characters in the show. They were going all over Europe.
Huh.
Hmm.
I think I saw that show. I didn't watch it, but I saw it.
Oh, it's
What
good.
was it on?
It's on Paramount, I think. Or it might be Netflix. I
I've
can't
got
remember
Paramount.
which one it is.
Paramount or Netflix, I can't remember the exact one, but I did
Which
notice
one?
that.
The big fat G wedding.
No. It's
No, the gentleman.
The Gentleman. It's really good
The
though. You
League
should
of
watch
oh,
it.
no, no, oh, no, that one is.
No, there
Oh.
is one called the Gentleman. Is that the one that's got that girl in it?
Yes, what's her name? Something Glass.
Wait,
Ah, what the-
so it's called Gentleman.
No.
It's got a girl in it.
No, it's The Gentleman,
Oh.
and it's pretty much based in England. And
I'll be back in
it's,
1 sec. Got a phone call.
I don't know, it's hard to
Oh,
explain.
that'd be a shit show then.
It was actually really good though. And the girl in it is freaking hot as hell too.
That's what makes it good.
Never
And
heard
she's
of it.
and she's like a drug kingpin too.
Hey, Donald, how's the dumb buggy going?
How many more weeks you got of those hours, Matt? Couple more weeks, all right?
No, this week and next week. And then I'm going to take some time off because I'm renovating the bathroom. What a nightmare that is. Fucking hell.
You doing it yourself, I assume?
No, I'm not doing
What?
it myself. Last time I did something myself, I stuffed myself up and I couldn't go to work. So they're doing all the demolishing. They're pulling all the walls down.
What the hell you need to be there for?
Met with someone in my house. I'm not leaving them there by themselves, mate.
They don't want that 10-year-old computer you got. You're all right.
Huh.
I actually had a lot of trouble finding a tradesman that wasn't a fan of my YouTube channel, and they're just fanboying on me. It's like, oh God, here we go. Oh, you actually stepped in his house. Oh, where's the
Fanboy.
production team? Oh, there they are. That's what I was saying. They thought they could call me Matty, right? That's what they said, Matty. And I said, I don't think so, mate.
What's wrong with your bathroom? Is it just old or what? You just want to get
Old.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah. She's old, man. She's old.
Now, did
88
you-
style, brother.
Did you redo your bed? You did your stuff in your bedroom on your own, didn't you?
I did all the bedrooms, yeah. Yeah, I put that wooden wall thing up, you know. That was that was 2 years ago, man, eh?
Yeah, I remember you did that really good, real nice woodwork on the wall there.
Yeah. Yeah, that sort of shit I don't mind doing, but it's the tiling and crap which fucks my knees.
Hmm.
You know, at least I can work standing up when I'm doing a wall, you know, it's all good.
Wait for somebody in the chat to run with the knee thing. The Gentleman is on Netflix. Lloyd said.
Too many Mardi Gras.
How long? It shouldn't take them that long to redo a bathroom, though, huh? Probably what, a few days?
Oh, look, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I've seen guys come in, like when they redid our bathroom at our old house, because it was all like all the walls were like this fucking ugly ass tile from the 70s, and it started falling off the walls. So the landlord had them come in and like redo the whole bathroom. They had it done in, like they redid the walls, put a new shower in, retiled it. They did it all in probably 2-3 days. Took them to do it.
Oh, nice.
They did. They were pretty quick
Right.
at it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what he's got planned. But I tell you what, it's funny, because I've got to play these bastards at their own game because they want to do it as cheap as they can, so their profits are as big as they are, And I was talking to him about this and that and all that sort of stuff. Oh no, it doesn't come with that. It's only a 900 vanity, not a 1200 and all that sort of shit. And I said, all right. So 2 days later, I rang him up and I said, so it's not a 1200 vanity and the mirror's whatever, just a small mirror and all that. Oh yeah, yeah. I said, all right. I said, look, I've got another bloke coming over today. He's going to check it out and he's going to tell me what he's got. So I'll get back to you this afternoon. All of a sudden, I've got this 1200 mirror with LED lights in it, all sorts of shit, a 1200 vanity, had towel rails, all that sort of shit. And he goes, oh, yeah, no, that was all standard. I said, well, that wasn't in your quote, mate. And he goes, oh, no, that's all standard. That's all standard. I thought, yeah. Well, I didn't have anyone else coming over. I just wanted to put the scare up his ass. And it worked.
Donald is now going at Matt. He said, what do you mean? What's wrong with your bathroom? Look at him. He looks like he could take a crap that would put a water buffalo to shame.
And then he goes on again. Matt looks like he shits 2 liters of crap at a go, including a plastic bottle and a hazardous waste label. So Don is really having a shot at you.
On a roll, yep.
He must be half asleep because that just doesn't make any sense.
And Lloyd's, of course, laughing at it.
Well,
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get his sort of mental state. You laugh at most things.
Yeah.
Yep, Donald finally got his dune buggy running. He was out cruising today. So nothing new with you, Matt?
Yeah, I had a bit of a shitty Friday. I went to my mate's funeral. He's the bass player in the band. He passed away.
Right. You remember you telling us about that?
Yeah.
Shitty. 45 years old.
Hi, Sarah.
Shitty.
Well, so
can
the
understand
the
that.
band's not playing then, right?
Yeah, no, not at the moment. No. Yeah, poor bastard. Poor bastard.
Now Donald's going after Lloyd.
Yeah.
Now the chat has turned in on itself. It said Lloyd laughs at everything. He is Oklahoman. 2 flies going at it passes at entertainment, Muskogee.
Yeah, but the same thing at 2 flies going up a wall. We'll probably take bets on them here. We'll bet on 2 flies going up a wall.
Hello, Sarah. Sarah's in the chat.
I'll bet you the fly on the left wins.
I don't think we have cane toad races up here anymore.
Yeah, what a shame.
That was an Australia Day thing, but you're not allowed to call it Australia Day anymore because it's offensive.
Yeah.
Every year, same bullshit.
Did you watch that shit last night with Israel?
No, what happened?
Fucking Iran actually launched like over, 150 drones and like 100 cruise missiles from Iran into Israel. And then the U.S. and Great Britain had fighters in the air over Israel,
up and they took 99
knocking them out.
Down, yeah.
And nothing. I think they're not like 99% of them got stopped though. Like it pretty much stopped all of them.
That dome works pretty well.
Plus all the planes in the air too. There was a bunch of planes in the air hunting them down too.
Unreal.
Now Israel is threatening to retaliate against Iran now.
There we go.
Well,
The
I
Never
US
ends.
The
kinda
US
don't
said they're
blame-
not getting involved in it.
I don't,
No, just
I don't blame
just
them.
let those two go at it.
Well, I think the only way the US is going to get involved is if Israel gets damaged to a significant degree. That'd be the only way the US is going to get involved.
Fucking melting pot over there.
Yeah, I know.
It's always been unstable. Has been for thousands of years, you know.
Yep.
One of those things.
Yeah, Jordan and actually Jordan, Syria, and the US shot down some over Iraq, but Jordan and Syria shot a bunch down too because they got pissed off that they shot shit over their territory without asking them first. So they were shooting the shit out of the air too. Iran kind of pissed a lot of people off yesterday.
Right.
As they do.
Fucking hell.
As they do.
Now. This sucks starting this time. There's no freaking car parks, man.
No
This
place.
guy wandering through the car park on his phone. Doesn't even know I'm here.
Oh, you still in parking spaces again?
Yeah. No, I thought you should have your own VIP car parking spot.
I have, but there's about 300 of them, so take my pick.
No, one day me and Matt were on a private, like a car. We were talking on Messenger privately one day, and he pulls up in a parking spot, steals somebody's spot, and then starts yelling out the window, making fun of them because he got their spot.
Was in the shade. He had to park in the sun. How's it going? Pretty hot over there, isn't it?
Yeah, he was yelling all kinds of shit out the window at the dude, talking about, "Oh, it must be hot over there. How's it going?"
Oh dear, that's funny as fuck. All right. Okay, I'm gonna get in here.
Okay,
All right,
then.
I'll catch you later.
Catch you later.
Yeah, have a good day.
Later, Matt.
Have a good night.
Okay, Matt, thanks
See
for
you.
stopping by.
No problem.
Well, the thing of it is you always help Justin out just by your influence, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And then people can actually say, "Oh, he actually does know him." Oh,
Yes. Yep, that's right.
Well,
Yeah, I get questioned by Interpol all the time about that.
yeah, that's all right, mate. Yeah, Interpol. He rang me the other day, Mr. Interpol. Where you going? How you going, Brett? And he goes, "Oh, I met him. His name's Brett, by the way."
That's funny.
I can't
The
wait till
fuck
Tim
you
comes over here and I can call customs on him.
I don't think you'll have to call
Like, I'm pretty sure he smuggled something in. You might want to go as deep as possible.
him. Yeah. Yeah, pretty sure they got him on the red list. They'll just flag him straight up. Boom.
Wanted dead or alive, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh dear. All
Well,
right, take care, everyone.
Okay. Take
Okay.
care, man. Have a good
See you
day.
later.
Thank you.
No worries. Bye bye.
Okay.
Wonder if Tim got a job today or not.
Where?
I said, I wonder if Tim got a job today or not, if he's home.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, he disappeared after Matt came on the panel.
Yeah, he didn't say.
Hmm.
The car park? Yeah. Yeah, it's a parking lot, Randy, exactly. Lloyd said I thought Matt would never leave. Uh,
Well, one thing's true about Sunday, this time of day here in the East Coast. There sure ain't shit on television. You can't even get the news.
No.
Soccer games, football games, tennis games, golf games.
well, I gotta find a movie or a TV show to watch.
Well, I like to have something on in the background because there's just me in the house, me and Mia.
Well, no, I'm saying when you get off the live stream, they'll find it like a TV show or something to watch. Sit and binge watch something.
You could always go and sit
Make-
and watch
make-
Laura's shorts.
McDonald's is testing out billboards in big cities that smell like French fries.
Fucking nuts. There.
Why not?
Freedom fry.
On the news now.
Yeah.
The only one that caught that.
People are going up and smelling the billboards.
Yeah, okay. That's exactly what I want to do in my life.
Remember when planking was the thing? People would be planking off of shit. God.
Wait till smell vision comes to your house.
Hey, what I'm wondering, David, maybe you know this because you seem to understand the animal world. Does catnip work for tigers and lions?
No.
There's mine.
No, because
Yes.
I actually watched a video where a guy ran a cat wildlife refuge with all the different types of tigers and cats and stuff.
Yeah.
And there was only one small wild cat that responded to it. The rest of them didn't give two shits about it.
Okay. So
They have to have. It would affect them if they sort of ate it, but if they just putting it on the floor, then no. Not like it would a domestic cat.
like put it in their food or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. And then I was watching a thing too, like, so rangers that go out and tag like bobcats and mountain lions and stuff, what they'll actually do is they'll spray certain perfumes and colognes on logs. And for some reason, they fucking love that shit. And then they'll wait until they're rubbing all up on it, and then they'll tranquilize them. You know, they'll hide and they'll tranquilize them. And then when they're knocked out, they'll put the tags or the collars on them. So they can
I think
keep
it's a
track
bit
of them.
much tranquilizing them, then hiding, then tranquilizing them a second time.
Why not? No, that's not how they do it. They spray the shit
How
on
you
the
said
log.
it though.
Yeah, I know, but they spray the shit on the log and then they just hide and wait for them.
Yeah,
And then
I know what you meant, but it's just that you went, they tranquilize them, then they run and hide and then tranquilize them. You can just see it. Woo, got him. Right, hide. Get him again.
But the one I was
We
watching,
won't put you, don't worry, Justin. We won't put you in charge of the combat facilities for the United Nations. Right, guys, we're going to kill them, then we're going to hide, and then we'll kill them again.
that's why you're not supposed to wear like any kind of clones and shit when you're hunting, because animals will smell that shit. Don't wear any.
Did you say don't wear any clothes?
So you got to run
No,
around naked in the
cologne.
woods?
I said don't
Cologne.
wear any cologne or anything.
It actually
because-
sounded like you said clothes because I was like,
Yeah,
you're
that's
going
what
to
I
have
heard.
hunters running
Clothes
around
You
naked.
can't wear any clothes when you're out hunting.
No, I was saying like cologne or perfume. Because you're not supposed to wear that when you're hunting because the animals
Yes,
will
Laura?
smell it.
Be right back.
What are you in search of there, Johnny?
Johnny,
Yeah, I think he's talking to Joe, isn't he?
It might be.
My chat freeze? What the fuck?
My chat's froze, my chat's froze. Too.
Oh, you
Chat
guys
room.
are way up there then. Cause Johnny hasn't been in the chat in a minute.
Yeah, I haven't, mine's
Yeah,
completely.
you
screwed
guys
up
might
right
want to
now.
refresh your chat because you missed a lot.
It's back now.
How's
Last
Sarah,
thing is drone days
how's
just
Sarah
came in.
doing today, Justin?
Do I?
How's Sarah doing today?
Oh, she's fine.
Now that the sickness that was going around through the family, that's all done now?
Nobody else got sick but Kelsey and Aubrey.
And Laura.
But I honestly believe that Kelsey did not have a stomach bug. I think it was all that junk food she ate the night before.
Oh, junk
But
food?
Laura was sick.
Was it
I still
junk
reckon
food?
it was you guys that give it her.
David, was it junk food or what?
Probably.
Yeah, Laura eats a lot of junk food too, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. It was chicken. It was the chicken.
It probably was something she ate because it seemed like she was fine the next day. So. But sometimes you can get those little weird, like 12-hour, 24-hour bugs, you know, you get sick for a couple times and then all of a sudden you're fine. I wouldn't think it would be like food poisoning or anything, 'cause usually that puts you down for 2 or 3 days.
I got the damn Blue Jays out here stealing all the peanuts.
Oh, what to do for 7 days?
Who's checking on you while Laura's gone?
Myself. Normally, ex-sister-in-law and one of her friends, but
Okay.
gonna barricade the door.
You got 7 days by yourself, huh?
She said she's left you in charge. Well, that's me screwed.
So, Joe,
Yes,
did
David.
you find a paddleboard?
Just drink this drink. It's fine. It does smell like bleach, but you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Grumpy put in the chat, I thought Matt would never leave.
How long did it take you, Joe?
total time was about 10 minutes, about 15 minutes max.
Wow.
was going real- I got out there and I was going real slow over everything.
Did you
And I
see the
looked over and I
picture?
said-
Did you see the picture, Rod?
Mm-mm.
I looked over and I saw a gator, right? I looked at the gator, I said, that's cool. And I looked at, I got a good close up on the gator and noticed the keel.
The
gator
gator
was
was
laying
on
on top of the board.
on the board.
And the board was partially covered by sand.
Wow.
I looked at it, I took a screenshot of it and said, I found it, but I don't know if you want to come get it. Like, and he came out there and he looked at the picture, he said, I couldn't believe you sent me that. And he said, where's it at? I said, it's right over that area. And he said, hold on a minute. He called his son. They live right down the street. I didn't know it.
Oh,
And the
gotcha.
son came up with two, they brought a 22 rifle and two jet skis. And he said they had the rifle just in case they couldn't get the thing to move, to at least take a shot by it, maybe he'll leave, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And but he said him and his son were gonna go get it. And he looked at me and he said, I don't have any cash. You got Venmo? I said, yeah. He said, here, give me Venmo. And he sent me the money.
Just sent you a picture, Justin.
All right.
$200 for 15 minutes of work. Not bad.
Maybe 30 tops. They'll be in there with him, you know?
Yeah.
Then I got to fly all the boats around the area. Got me a little flight in.
Well,
And at
you found it almost instantly, didn't you?
It was like I said, I'd say it was 5 to 7 minutes into the flight. It was actually in the first 7 minutes of the video.
Wow.
At least
When I
it
found
didn't get lost, and at least it didn't get eaten by the gator.
Well, I figured it was warm and the gator was laying on top of it because it was probably making it a little warmer.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or it was trying to mount the board, one of the two.
It was just sunning him. It was just sunning him. They're just centering himself like they do.
That or he had visions of boarding, you know?
Yeah, he looked like the board was this is the other thing. The board is he said it's about, I think he said it was 2.5 foot wide and 10 foot. So that gator was probably about 6 foot.
How did he lose
That's
the
probably
board
nice
again?
I think he said it was 12 foot, 10 foot.
Weather, Justin, weather. The weather was bad and he fell off.
To start
Yeah,
with.
no, when I got this whole story, his son was on the board, his youngest son, and his youngest son's like 20. He was on the board and he didn't have a strap hooked to him. And when he came off the board, they reached around to get it and they were grabbing the paddles out the water. He reached around, he couldn't grab it, and the waves were so choppy. He got on his dad's board and they were trying to get to the board and they couldn't get it. It was going into the marsh. So they didn't want to get stuck over there, so they just paddled around. So they go back and get it. Then they went back, couldn't find it. But he said he's out there almost every day.
Drone
on a jet
rescue.
ski. So
Well, the problem with the jet ski is you're so low to the water.
yeah, he couldn't see.
You
It
can't
really
see-
wasn't.
can't see it.
It wasn't that far back. It was just what happened is when everything settled, it was settled down deep enough that only thing really what I saw was I saw the little keel at the end
Mm-hmm.
sticking up. I would have thought it was a log.
Hey, Joe,
But
show
it
the
had a
picture
little-
again.
Justin's got it, but it had a little
Hold
metallic look to it. That's what caught me, and I looked at it, and then I zoomed in a little bit, and I said, "That's the board. I guarantee it's the board."
Pull it back up.
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
Did you
That's
tell
a-
him they should paint it a different color?
Well, the top is blue.
There it is.
The bottom is like a silver type.
You probably
See, I
still
thought
paint it
that
a
was a
different
log.
color.
I thought that was a log, but when you look good, you can see the little keel in the back, the little shadow. And that's when I said, "Wait a minute, look at the shape in the back." You know,
Mhm.
and he was just sitting there. But if that's a 12-foot board, that's a 12-foot board. That's probably about a 5 to 6 foot gator.
Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, I'm kind of on the agreement with Johnny. I think he photoshopped that in there.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll show you the ribbons.
Can you blow it up a little bit more, Justin?
Yeah, hold on.
Bit extreme, isn't it? Blowing it up.
And you're gonna lose all the resolution.
Justin's got plenty of hot air to blow things up with.
Oh yeah, look at that sucker.
Yeah, what made me think that it was the board was that shadow in the back.
You can kind of see the writing too on it a little bit.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, there's some, it looks like SU and then a design right there.
Yeah, I didn't even see that before.
It just doesn't look like a log. I mean, from a distance, initial look, yeah, it could be. But the
And
shape
it's flat.
looks.
And you figure that's about, I think he said it's about 4 inches thick, so that's got to be buried in the sand a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they didn't get to see it. It wasn't sitting on top.
Of course, it's gonna be buried. It's got a couple of 100-pound alligator sitting on the thing.
Well, now, now it does. I looked at that and I went, "What the hell?" You know.
That gator's going to be probably pretty unhappy to lose his perch there.
Yeah, I think so. I believe this. I wasn't going out there. Johnny said the only thing that gator would have seen was his ass running away. I don't mess with gators.
And he didn't even use the goggles.
I saw that,
Yeah.
David. That's funny.
Yeah, you got a point. I never had to.
What's funny?
Your picture you sent, does it actually open up or is it just you put the lock in there?
No, that lock, if you when it's connected to my PC, you'll need the key to turn the computer on.
Oh, cool.
It's an extra security along with the power button, the key, and the fingerprint reader.
You can keep Laura off your computer. Nice.
That's the plan. No, it's because the
Yeah,
kids have started thinking they can play on Euro Trucks all the time. So let's see them try turning the computer on in the morning without the key.
Jonathan. He said, I don't know. Now that I look at it, the gator does look photoshopped.
Yeah, go ahead. Whatever y'all think.
No, but did you have confirmation they actually went out and got the board though?
Yeah, they were leaving. They were going. I was leaving, and they were going out on the jet skis to get it.
Was he gonna call and let
Yeah.
you know?
No, he never texted me back. I just texted him. I texted him. I said, "Here's a better picture like that, And I sent him that other thing because I was telling him about the other thing I found out there and showed him that, but I haven't got a text back. I might find out he's in the hospital.
Yeah.
With all the hurricanes, God only knows what's laying around out there in the swamp.
Well, I'll tell you, over by the lighthouse and back of the lighthouse, there's a
Dave.
Jeep.
Hopefully the board was
Back of the
okay.
lighthouse is a what?
A Jeep. I
Heebie-jeebies.
found that one day when I was coming over. I said, "What's that?" It was a Jeep sitting back there.
Yeah, probably got washed
Johnny,
back there during a hurricane and just settled
Yeah, I
back
said,
there.
"Johnny, come look at this." And he said, "What?" I said, "I got a Jeep back here." Showed it to him. He says, "Yeah, you can see."
Was it a newer Jeep or like an old Jeep?
No, it was an old one. Been there a while.
Now, where was that? Was there any way of it getting out there unless it like floated in there from a storm or
Maybe
something?
at one point in time there may have been a road to go to the lighthouse,
Okay.
and it could have been somebody left it there and they never came back for it. You know. I got to remember when I'm doing these things, I got to take a picture of like the theme of my, like, had boats on the mouth of the river. I got to take a picture of it while I'm out there instead of having a screenshot a picture and hope it works.
Now you could do a short of you finding that. Of you actually.
Yeah, it's not that exciting.
Yeah, but it's got the
really,
gator on it. Just put a
Yeah,
little
it's got
caption.
the gator. The
Yeah.
gators probably makes it worth the short.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see. I'll play with it.
Just put a little caption on there, searching for paddleboard or something, give them a little bit of a story and a little 20, 30-second clip.
Yeah, searching for the paddle board. What I found was unexpected,
There you go.
I might do it. I got a lot of footage.
Yeah, maybe you should do this. Would you use this paddleboard?
There you go.
Yeah.
As a question, would you use this paddleboard?
I'm just hoping that there was nothing wrong with it. It's granted it was a $2,500 board and but it would suck to pay somebody $200 to find a broken board somewhere.
Yeah,
Well,
it's not likely to be broken.
Well, this is the deal. I figured out why this guy. Remember, I said he was a doctor, right? I was wrong. He's not a doctor. He's the rep that sells all the replacement knees to the doctors. So he's probably making more than the doctors.
Yeah, medical rep.
Yeah, because he doesn't have to carry the fucking insurance.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do anything, but just he said, yeah, Dr. Blessy was saying that he did your knee. He said, I was in the room when they did your knee. Like that. I said, yeah. He said, yeah. He said, because it was my company supplied your knee, so we had to be there in case something was going wrong with it. I said, oh, that's nice.
So did you fly your new toy today too?
No, because the wind wasn't bad, but
Jonathan.
it's just the wind was like 14. I was gonna do it, and I thought about it, and I said, yeah, I want to fly it out over the water around the boats, but I just did it with the Mavic, Mavic 3. I said, so no big deal. But I was telling everybody else, the Mavic 3 kind of freaked me out today because when I got it back after my flight with the boats, came back, and that's when he showed up. And he was pulling up, and I was doing a droning, and then I landed it, turned everything off, pulled the battery out, and put it down, and I was getting ready to put everything back in the case. I looked over, and the battery had one light still on. And I looked at it, and I pressed the button, and it gave me all the lights, and then it turned off, and then the light came back on. So I was thinking, what the hell? You know, 'cause I've never had that happen before. So I picked it up, and I said, well, you know, maybe I I took it out too fast. So I stuck it back in the drone. Now I got my hands under the drone, the Mavic 3. I'm holding it like this. And I got the Mavic 3, yes, I put the things in there, and it goes BDD, and the propellers rolled. Man, you should see me almost drop.
Yeah, you don't want to be this, do you?
I was thinking of you. I was thinking of you. You know, when the thing started turning, I pulled my hand down like this and put my hand on the top, and the light came on, and it stayed there, but then it stopped, right? Then I pressed it, and it gave me the noise again, and it kicked in. I pressed it, turned it off, and the lights went out. So I'm thinking that I pulled it out before it completely finished. It was still a hot battery.
Yeah.
But and it wasn't warm or anything, but I kept it out of there for a second to see if something was going on with it, you know?
Mm-hmm. And hey, Lloyd, just saw your message.
So that's probably what it was. Because I was talking to him as I pulled it out, I probably grabbed it when it still was lit.
Yeah.
That's like if you're recording and you don't turn the record off, you got to put the thing back in the drone, start it up again, and turn it off. So it'll close it out. So it's. But I was really thinking about putting the Avata 2 up because they had a boat pull up, and they were launching a boat, and the girl came out. She had a one-piece suit on, and boy, was she hot. And I was thinking, I wonder how long I could orbit around her before her husband got back. You know? I said, but I don't know if that'll work. Then her husband comes walking back with about 6 kids. You know?
Head tracking.
Got a question for
I
you.
was head tracking without the drone. What you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Got a question for you guys. Laura's going away with her mum and dad, my in-laws. Would it be cruel if I told her to charge up her drone batteries and take it with her?
Yeah.
Why would it?
Charge them up, take them, and take the charger
I know
so
why.
she can recharge.
Because it'd be bad weather all the time.
She'll get bad weather all week.
Yeah,
So
that's what I would.
to answer your question, Lloyd, they're healing. That's the worst one, which is the index finger. It got chewed pretty good. The ring finger is starting to look really good. By next weekend, that ring finger you may not even know.
Yeah, it's the tips of your fingers are going to be a while.
Yeah, and the thumb's not bad. Nah, I can't get the thumb's not bad. It just kind of scraped the top layer of skin off the thumb, so it's just got to heal. It's just got to heal back a bit.
So my son Justin had an awkward moment yesterday. About as awkward as you could get. He got a call yesterday afternoon by all his buddies, his police officers buddies. They were at T Rivers drinking out by the river, right? So he goes out there, and as he's starting to pull up, he looks way up ahead, and about five car lengths ahead, there's a car. He looks at it. It's his ex-girlfriend's car. The one he just broke up with, right? So he pulls over to the side. She pulls in, backs in, gets out and walks in the place by herself, right? So he's looking at it, and he didn't pay attention. So he said he wondered why she was there. So he got out and went in and got by the bar and looked over, and she went over and sat with all his friends. Seems that Hess's wife invited her, not knowing that they had invited Justin. So Justin was standing over there, and he texted one of them and said, "What the hell? Why didn't you tell me she was going to be here and all of this?" He said he was ready to walk out because he didn't want to go in there and see it. That's how he feels about it still. It's not that he wants to get back with her, but he don't want to be around her right now because she's the problem, right? And so finally they said, no, come over here. We didn't know. We had no idea. So he went and sat there, and she had a pair of sunglasses on. And apparently she told Hess's wife that she kept looking at him and everything, and that she thought she was going to start crying because she misses him so much and all of this and all of this. And Justin said, I didn't talk too much because I thought I was going to break down. You know?
Yeah.
They definitely need some counseling.
Well, they need to work it out. That's what they need to do. They want to get back together, but somebody is in her ear. Somebody is in her ear messing it all up. Because my mother-in-law was in my wife's ear.
That's my video.
You know, so that's what it was.
And Lloyd, I kind of figured out part of what caused the problem that day. There wasn't a whole lot of space over there on that picnic table after we'd laid all of our crap out. So that's why I was holding the remote, because I didn't really have a great place to sit it down while I was sitting the drone down. Obviously, I should have had a pre-arm button, but that setup was just a little different than how I'm normally set up when I fly. So, lesson learned. Most of the time, if I have the vet, I just leave the remote sitting on the back of the vet, or if I'm on the truck, the tailgate's down, and I just leave the remote down on the tailgate while I'm mucking with the drone. So, just wasn't a lot of space that day. So I kept the remote in the hand. That was a mistake.
Yeah, I've been wearing a strap and hooking my remote to the strap lately.
Yeah, the problem with that remote though, that's the Radio Master Zorro, so it's like a Xbox console, right? All the switches are on the back of the remote. They're not on top of the remote, like the big square.
You can't do that.
And so they're even if you have the thing on a lanyard, the odds of that thing spinning and hitting one of those switches because of where the switches are is pretty damn high, actually.
Yeah, you'd probably lose anyway.
Yeah. So because of that style of remote, I probably need to do the pre-arm, or as I'm practicing at the moment, which is when I disarm, I throw the throttle up, because if the throttle's not at 0, you can't arm. So it's about the same as a pre-arm, basically. It's a habit that I got to get myself into. Because with that style of controller, it's just way too easy to flip those switches. Yeah, it was definitely crowded over there, and that's why I was kind of hanging on to everything. And yeah, that wasn't a great idea, obviously. So I think next year, we need to kind of make sure that everybody leaves room on top of the picnic table. You can leave your shit on the benches, but leave room on top of the picnic table so we can leave controllers sitting there while we're messing with the drones. Just one of those things. I'm not blaming anybody but me. I should have had a pre-arm configured on it. So, but the situation contributed to the accident.
Yep.
Shit happens.
They had about 40 boats at the mouth of the river today, all docked out there, anchored. What they do is they get to the other side of the river, right on the other third of the river, and it's only about 3 or 4 feet deep. So they go in there and they all swim over there.
Any nudist?
Nah. Mostly families with kids.
Ah, gotcha.
There's like one big channel in there that's deep enough for them, but then they move over. Even the sailboats with their keels can only go so far on that side.
I think I'd still be scared of the gators hanging around in the neighborhood.
Yeah, but I guess they weren't paying attention to it. But that was on the it was like right, if you look here, here's where they're at. It was around the point way back over here. So it was about 300 yards away, but there's more than one.
Come on, Joe. You know as well as I do. It's just like Florida. There's water.
Yeah,
If
they're
there's
everywhere.
water, if there's water, there could be a
Yeah.
gator there. I don't care what you think. There
Well, I
might not have
guarantee
been
you.
there one yesterday, but it could damn well be there today.
The sun comes out. We had it was a little overcast. They had some sun coming up. You know, we were at the edge of the sun. If it would have been full sunny, you may have seen a couple more up.
And the other thing, which is also pretty prevalent in Florida, water moccasins and things like that slithering around in the water. Yeah, lots of things that can come crawling out of the swamp.
Oh, yep. Well, this is the place my cousin was walking around about 20, but longer than that. This is about 40 years ago, and a shark bit her. Shark grabbed on her heel.
I mean, it could be zombie apocalypse walking out of the swamp too. You never know.
That is where they filmed Zombie Shark at.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the river right there, Chifunk River right there where we fly all the time. That's where they did the movie Zombie Shark.
All right, Paul, I'm jumping off. I'll catch y'all later.
It's later, Justin.
Goodbye, Justin.
Justin's leaving.
Yeah,
You guys-
Joe scared him away.
You guys got me inspired, Joe. I finally went out and flew my Avata for the first time in a while.
There you go. Yeah, I'm not. Let's see what time it is. Yeah, I still got time. It's 5:30 here. I still got time to fly to Havana.
No, you don't. It's gonna rain as soon as you put it in the air.
No, it doesn't rain on my drones.
Yeah, it does. I've sent the
He's
rain
such a
over.
great he's such a great pilot. He can dodge between the raindrops.
I still want to go out to the Pelican Park where they have that little pond with the two fountains that are in the pond.
Mhm.
And it's got a big arc in them. I want to come in between them and fly around underneath them and come out with the regular Avata. I don't think that I would hurt the drone because I think I could get around it without going between the gaps. You see what I mean?
If you go
But
fast
here's the
enough,
problem.
if you go fast enough, nothing to get too wet. So Swamp Thing. Yeah. Good point, Lloyd.
Yep.
Yeah, he got it. He got it back. He got it back, and he said he was looking at because I gave him all the footage of that shot, and he says, and I found out where I could find a new barbecue pit. He said that part. He said if you looked at that part with the, I said Justin, that second part with that, what you call it, that blind. There's the barbecue pit in there.
What else did the fishermen have to do besides have a barbecue while they were fishing?
I would be saying.
Yeah, he said that when he got up there, he said he went walking around. He said he saw the gator and it walked off.
That is mine.
So when they started walking that way. It got off and went back into the marsh.
So did he got it?
He got it. Said it had a couple of scratches on it, but nothing bad.
So the gator vacated.
Yeah, he's lucky.
Scratches are
I don't
probably
think-
claw
But
marks.
the gator was there when he got there, right?
Yeah, he said it was on the side. It was in the sand by it. He said when it came up with the jet ski, it was walking around, and it said when they came up there with the jet skis and started making a noise, it went back into the marsh.
Ah,
So the jet skis are what made it move. I'm just glad he wasn't in love with that board, and they went to pick it up, and he come back. You know,
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
you're not taking my woman. I've been all these years. I've been waiting for this man. You ain't taking him. He keeps me warm. He told me, he said, I can't believe that footage is so clear at 4K. I shot it at, I was only about maybe 70 feet high max. And I put it on Explorer, so I brought it down to right before the 7 zoom, just to give me enough that I wouldn't mess up the focus on it or the way it looks when it gets past 7.
Mm-hmm.
And it came out real clear because I was able to get really close on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You get the 3 or the 3 Pro?
I got the 3 original OG.
Got it. That's where the 3X on the 3 Pro is so nice.
Yeah.
That nice middle ground lens.
And the only thing I didn't like about the Pro, I would have loved to have the Pro. I just still think that gimbal's too big.
It is. I
You know,
think
I'm
they
afraid
screwed
that
that. I
that
think they
gimbal-
screwed that whole system up. I think
my
it should have
God.
been a singular camera with a telephoto lens, mechanical lens that moved in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of doing 3 cameras, it would have been less weight. I really don't care what they're doing to the Mavic 4 if it doesn't come with some big honking optical zoom on it.
It needs to make a coffee.
They can keep it.
What is 3 Rivers? 3 Rivers Bar and Grill.
The Gator stuck around. They could have had themselves some Gator bites.
Yep. T Rivers. 3 Rivers.
Although, like the Matrix, it does taste a lot like chicken.
It does.
It absolutely
I
does
wouldn't
taste
lie.
a lot like chicken. A little different, but not much.
The trick to Gator is you got to take you take the Gator, you cut up the meat, and then you got to soak it in salt water for a while.
Oh,
And it
really?
takes the fishy taste out. It takes the gamey fishy taste out.
Salt
I
water
mean,
does that?
Yeah, you do it. Not a lot of salt in it. You know, maybe a quarter cup to maybe a gallon of water, and you just cover it, and you cover it and let it sit for a couple of hours, and then drain it and wash it off real good, and it sucks all that fishy taste out. If you don't, you can get a fishy taste to it.
Wow.
I've had it both ways, and it tastes a lot better when you get that fishy taste off of it. Like I said, it actually, if you cook it right, it tastes like pieces of chicken strip.
Cool.
My cousin used to know a guy that he had a property that had a bunch of gators on it, and since it was all private, he used to harvest them all the time. And he would sell you it was like 20 pounds of gator for like $40, you know. And I used to, every time I'd be running out, I'd tell Bobby, get me another one.
$2 a
And-
pound. That's not bad.
It was cheap. It was cheap and it was good.
Can't complain at that.
Yeah.
I would imagine you could make gator nuggets too.
Yeah, I never did that. I mean, it was actually, I can't say it wasn't, it was bigger than nuggets, but it was like nuggets, like little chicken strips.
Yep, just snap that deal up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't loop it.
What?
I tell you that jambalaya I made 2 days ago. I ate the last bowl of it today, and it tastes better the third day.
Sounds yummy.
Well, it was very good. I was able to eat off it after 3 days.
Johnny just posted a video chasing a golf cart, apparently.
Who's driving the golf cart? Is Laney?
I don't know.
Yeah, he was talking about going out to the park around 3:30 today. I was waiting to hear from him. Didn't hear from him. He asked me this morning. He said, "Think there's gonna be a lot of people there?" I said, "Probably." That may have stopped him. I need to get him to take a ride down here and go to Fairview State Park right there at Madisonville, because he would love that. With the Avada too, you've got during the week you got nobody there. You got the playground that you can go through all the gymnastic stuff, everything. You got a big log you can go through. So you got all the slides and everything else you can go through. You got a big pavilion you can go through. You got the trees in line that you can do serpentine in and out of them. And then if you go to the other side, they got the Otis house where you can fly around that with the oak trees and come back through the porch and everything else. And that's where I shot the Bayou shot, where I went down the Bayou with it. And I'm thinking about I want to go back there with the 2 and fly it around. That's where I was flying the Avada last week. And when I hit the mouth of the river and started making I started yawning to the left and trying to make the turn back in. I got a high wind warning, and the thing started drifting to the right on me, and I got the sticks going to the left, and I'm saying, "Come on!" It's still drifting. It isn't coming with me. It must have caught it just right, and I didn't want to gun it because I wasn't sure yet. And I'm watching this tree, and I'm thinking I'm gonna miss this tree, and I said, "I'm not gonna miss this tree." So I just let it do what it was doing, and I gave just a little throttle, and I just kind of bounced off of it. And after I bounced off of it, I flew around and the wind warning went away. But it was right at the mouth when I came out the bayou into the river. There must have been enough wind coming across that river to caught it. And I bet you that wouldn't have happened with the Avada 2. Because the Avada 2 doesn't feel like it handles bad in the wind. I think the higher winds would be bad, but I think 14, 17 would be good.
Yeah, it's got better motors, so it's definitely going to behave better, but it's still a Cinewhoop, so.
Yeah, you still got that one problem.
Yeah, it's still a parachute.
Yeah. Look at this. Frank's here now. What happened to Jody?
You know, Rocksteady will fix it, but it won't fix it in the goggles.
Oh, speaking of that, Rocksteady, the flip show in Rocksteady.
Okay, good.
Because I did that yesterday, and all my flips, the one on Johnny's this morning, that was Rocksteady. It was flipping. And like you asked yesterday about the curve, that was underneath that tree. I was making a bank coming into the left when I did a flip, and it just kept going to the left. So it didn't throw it off.
What about the roll?
Yeah, that was the roll I did, not the flip.
Okay, got it. So it rolled and it was
roll.
still in the bank. And it was rolled and it was still in the bank when it got done.
Still in the bank.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
when it
good.
finished, it evened up the same place.
Okay, good.
But like I said, I did learn yesterday that you got to keep the throttle going, or you're going to see a hesitation in it. The hesitation, you can tell it doesn't look right.
Mm-hmm.
And once I kept the throttle going, as soon as I'd give it, I'd pull the throttle back, and then I'd hit it, and I'd make sure I'm pulling that throttle back. It just flip, roll, whatever it was going to do, and just go right back into the same speed.
Did you roll into the turn or roll away from the turn?
I rolled into the turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that with the
rolling
I
away,
do that with,
probably go to the other side.
Yeah, I do that with the FPV drone too. I tend to roll into the turn that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve Carpenter, how you doing?
I made a little money today, and I got to fly my drone a couple times. That's good.
Good Sunday.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Speaking of flying drone, I think that's what I'm gonna go do.
I think I'm gonna do it tonight before it gets dark. I might go out in the back and just fly around here.
What is it, 5:40 there? It gets dark, what, about 8 o'clock?
Yeah, about 7:40 that time.
Okay.
So I
You guys
want
have
I
fun.
want to go do I want to go do a sunset with Vada 2. But I thought about it
Hey, Rod.
right now with the way I'm serious with the Vada 2, the way it's shaped, it looks more like a bird than the Vada.
Hmm.
And when I flew around those swallows, all those swallows started flying like with it, not around, not at it, with it. And that's what I'm afraid of. I'll get out there because the swallows and the purple martins come out now about the next week or two. You
Yeah.
get out there around sunset and you get that up in the air, you might have all the purple martins want to fly with it, you know? And I'd hate to have one of them take me out over the lake. That happened a couple of years ago. I was out there with the Mini 3 Pro, and I was up right around sunset. And when I get to like 75 feet, all of a sudden I had purple martins all over the place. I drop it down to about 60 feet, and they'd leave it alone. It was at a certain altitude that they wanted to see what it was. And swallows are worse. The swallows will dive bomb you. So who's going to buy the soon to be released Vada 2 Mini? And I want to know about that too, because I heard they were coming out with that.
I've given it some consideration since you've just mentioned it, and the answer's no.
Okay.
I
Oh,
don't
you'd be
expect,
right.
please, I can't.
At least I considered it for a second.
No, okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to consider it at all. They had one dad that came out, the guy came out with the dog, came out with his two sons, or I think it was two sons. They looked like about the right age. And they went and got on the pier and were fishing. And I don't think they fished more than they left way before me. And I was only out there 30 minutes. I think they fished for about 2 or 3 minutes and they got up and left. I don't understand that part. I don't know if they had an issue. Sleeping there. Oh,
Bit like
how would you?
that.
Yeah, Tino heard me get up and get that medication for Loki.
Hmm.
He's looking at me like, "Where's mine?" And speaking of which, I'm supposed to get some today. It's supposed to come in because I get it refilled every month.
David, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Or are you sleeping?
Yep.
I'm just playing around with some cabling and stuff.
Oh, okay. So you're not tired.
No. Well, yeah, well, that's me. I'm always tired. Hey, Steve.
Well, the thing of it is, Dominic, I don't know how he's going to react being without Laura for what, 7 days or 10
7
days?
days. Gonna be partying.
Where'd Laura go? To her sisters or what?
No, she's going to Skegness.
What?
Skegness.
What the hell's a skeggy nest?
Skegness.
What the hell
It's a
is that?
town in Yorkshire, Lincolnshire.
Who's there?
It's a holiday town.
Who's she holidaying with?
Her mother.
Oh, her mother. Okay. I was gonna say I don't think she would just often go.
So the filters for the new Avada, $50. For the ND filters, the case is $90.
Ah,
I'm not getting either, not yet. I'm hoping Johnny comes up with a couple of sets.
Down to Bowens Creek, the brine dock. There's the 40 foot by 2 foot long.
I got 3 brand new sets of filters from Camera Butter, and they don't
Oh,
fit.
great. Mm.
Yeah,
Right.
I might have to sell one of them just to get the money to buy the filters.
Mm. See if you can swap them.
I wish I could.
Someone out there must have some.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
not that much different either. It's I mean, Start RC. It's a rectangular filter on a round base, and you put it on and snap it in. Well, I've got the round base, the same thing with the Camera Butter, but it's not wide enough.
Oh no!
I mean, it's just a little. I mean, it's a quarter of an inch.
Mm.
I looked at it last night and measured them. If it would work, I'd use those.
Mm.
They changed it just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just for 8, 16, 32 to 60, 41, $50. That's Start RC. And that's what he called the guy he knows, the guy that sponsors him, that sends him the stuff to review. And he called him and asked him for a couple of cases and a couple of sets of filters.
Mm.
So I'm hoping he does. I'll give Johnny a Camera Butter set, for one of these. Because he sold his Avada and the whole setup, but he's keeping 2 batteries and the one he hasn't opened. He's keeping those.
Mm-hmm.
So he's because the word is that the goggles we have now, the new ones, they're gonna be able to go back and work the regular Avada.
Oh, okay.
now
That's
does
good.
the batteries for the old Avada fit the new Avada?
No, different kind.
Different
So,
size.
so I got 4 batteries and 2 Avadas. What I'm thinking about is I might wind up keeping the newer Avada and 2 batteries, the 2 newest batteries, and sell the whole other set.
Mm.
I may even keep, because they said the sticks I'm buying, the new sticks are gonna work with it too.
Mhm.
So I'm even thinking about keeping the motion controller from the other one and just selling it with the sticks. So they'll have it where they could go full acro with it. So I'll keep both motion controllers. I'll have motion controller, 2 batteries, my filters, and all the stuff, you know? So that's what I'm thinking about, and I might make a deal with it and then keep my case.
Hmm.
So I may wind up just selling one and keeping one because I like them. I'll be honest with you. And I may not sell them. You never know. I'll have something that if I want to go out and take chances with, I could take a chance with the old one. And it won't feel as bad, you know. I got refresh on all of them too, so it's like. But they're coming out with stuff for the new Avata now, the Avata 2, like the filters in the case. But they're not coming out with a lot of stuff. Not yet. Usually you see a whole bunch of stuff by now.
This is my place tomorrow.
Shoot, that makes me want some ice cream.
Yeah.
I looked at that and I thought about I need some ice cream, you know.
And Laura, well, that was Laura when she gets home.
Hmm.
I need to go to Sonic. You know what I need
Yes,
to go to Sonic
Laura.
for? Give me a big milkshake. Avata 2 battery. First time I saw it listed. $169 each.
Wow.
And then there's more filters coming out. So they're starting to pop in. Lens filter set for the Avata. The UV Polaroid 8, 16, 32 Night Star, $85.
Yep. Steve, that's about the way it goes here too.
Hmm.
7 o'clock and it's still 61 degrees with sunshine.
Hmm.
You saying that's bad?
No, that's good, but
Yeah.
Steve was
Have
asking.
you guys ever
79.
seen this guy on YouTube? In
He's
YouTube
79
short?
right now.
Which guy?
This one.
No, I haven't.
Let's wait up. I don't think I
Oh.
shared sound. No, it should just literally be done. But anyways.
Holy cow!
I'll be right back after these messages.
That was a holy cow, right?
Yeah.
That's the holy cow.
He does all sorts. He had another one earlier on where a UFO had crashed into the building. He comes out, he just looks at it, he goes, nope, just walks back in.
Yeah, I can understand that.
At least this guy's got a unique take on videos. He's not copying anyone else.
Hmm.
I mean, he does nick other people's videos, but you know, he reacts to them like, you know, kids doing kids doing stupid things. So he'll like open the door and the kids are tipping paint on each other and stuff, and he'll be like, no! You know, do the no sort of thing. Like he's
the
actually
Steve
there.
Carell, no, please God, no.
Right, Steve's here. Time to go. I think you should call it now, Paul.
Steve's here.
Well, I gotta go
All
in a
right,
bit.
Steve.
Well, I gotta head out in about 5 minutes, but I'll say hello to Steve.
What's up, Steve?
Well, who's Dominic? You're the man that knows who's on. Who's on later tonight?
Wedge and
Art.
Big.
Wedge and Big.
Art with his
Art comes
3
on.
conservative gimps. Wedge and
Uncle-
Big.
Is Uncle Bill going to be on?
Yeah, and then an hour, and then Uncle Bill.
Okay. Yeah, Dominic, you're the man. So your schedule's pretty much filled for tonight.
Yeah, for today it is. Yeah. I got a
Hey,
co-host.
Steve, how you doing, buddy?
Oh man, I thought I'd hop in real quick to say hello to everybody.
Well, good.
What's
We
up,
haven't
Steve?
Yeah, we're just leaving now, Steve. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we're all
hi,
just about to
hi.
leave. But you can keep it going.
Hey, Dominic says he'd stick around just long enough to say goodbye, and then he's out of here.
Yeah, I heard that. Well, that's pretty early in that's coming on morning for him.
9 a.m. Yeah, and I'm basically up at 10 with Wedge and Big. I'll be co-hosting.
Uh-huh.
Dominic's he's got a pretty heavy schedule.
Yeah, he
Especially
is.
Monday, yeah.
It's Wedge and Big, then who?
Uncle Bill. There's an
Uncle
hour
Bill.
between them.
Okay, but you said Art or something, or
Yeah,
Art
Art
comes
does
on
his
in
3
about 4
conservative
minutes.
gimps in about 5 minutes.
Art goes in 5 minutes. Then Wedge and
Yeah.
Big after Art,
Yeah,
Then
because
Uncle Bill.
I'll be setting up for.
and Dominic is on all 3 of those shows.
No, I'm only in 2 of those. I'm not on. I'm not on 3 conservative gimps because I'll be setting up for Wedge and Big.
Hey, just think, this time tomorrow, your whole almighty savior, Donald Trump, could be in jail.
Nah.
No, he won't.
Oh, you not seen what he's done tonight? You know he's got the
Well,
gagging
we-
order.
We all know.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got the gagging order. His court case starts tomorrow. So what did he do? He's got all this way right up to the day before the court when the gagging order basically would be lifted. He then went and had a bash and called on people to fight for justice outside the courts. It's like, you're an idiot, mate. You just slagged off the judge and called for your people to come to the courts.
The thing
Yeah.
of it is,
The judge is not going to sit there and go, yeah, you
is-
carry on.
the FBI and the Justice Department have proof that this judge that is pushing this
Yep.
has been giving money to Biden.
Well, guess.
Very
but
interesting.
The gagging order that was in place, he should have just left it till tomorrow. Let the evidence come out and then go, right, let's
He
go and
didn't
get
violate
fucking
it.
justice.
He didn't violate because he's not talking about the case.
Yeah.
He has talked about the case.
No, he
He's-
isn't.
He slated the judge.
He's not talking about the judge or any of his family or any of the employees of it. That's
Yeah.
what the gagging order was for.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. He's specific.
He's,
Things are different. Things are different over there.
He slated the judge, which he shouldn't have done.
Yeah, but
Every
it's
one
it's
of
not
these
a.
judges is so corrupt, it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
especially in New York City.
But the
Look,
point
the thing
is, if you've
is
got a
that-
corrupt judge, the best way to deal with them is not giving any weapons.
That's true. I'll agree with you on that. And listen, there's a lot of times I wish he would have never said a lot of things.
Yep.
But what they're doing to him is unconstitutional because it is a First
Yeah.
Amendment right. And when you are stating fact, he's not calling anything out. Like in the one case with his daughter, She raised 90-some million dollars for the opponent and working for the other side. So he should be excused from the case.
Right.
I mean, it's utter BS. If you're in DC or Washington or New York, write it off. You're not going to get a fair trial, and you're going to have to go to an appeals court afterwards. So this is just millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Well,
and Stormy Daniels has a signed
It's so
statement.
corrupt. It's
I
just
think he should have just kept his gob shut for one more night.
Oh, yeah. Well,
If you think if he hadn't made that comment that everything would be all right tomorrow? No.
No.
But what he's done, he's given them ammunition. Yeah. One night, all he had to wait. This is what I was saying. He's been so quiet up till tonight when he should have just kept it for 24 more hours.
See,
and
I
he couldn't.
disagree. He has the right to comment whatever he wants to comment.
Not when you've got a
The
gagging order,
public-
haven't you?
The public has the right to say, no, I don't agree. Yes, I do agree. Whatever.
Yeah.
Not when you're in a court case.
No, you do have the right to say it.
Well,
you have the right to say it, whether you choose not to or do or don't. That is your own.
What? Even if there's a gagging order on you saying it.
I agree with you in a point. You don't, as they say, piss off.
You don't poke the bear.
Okay, well, I'm gonna leave you on.
Okay, Dominic, go poke the bear.
And
He's not poking the bear, he's kicking the bear.
Poke the bear.
Okay.
So you can continue on with your discussion. So
Okay, Dominic.
good night.
Good to see you, Dominic. Take care.
Catch you later, Dominic.
Yeah, but Stormy Daniels has a statement saying that she was never paid hush money because the affair never happened.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
a signed affidavit from her.
The
That's what it's all about.
FBI have that, right? They have the sworn deposition signed by her.
Yeah, and that's
Well,
what
why
it's all
haven't they
about.
issued
They're saying
it
that he
then?
was paying hush money.
They have. They've released it.
It's been released.
Well, the judge unsealed the FBI documents yesterday or today. They got unsealed.
It got unsealed.
It was something was unsealed because it was on Fox today. They showed it.
I haven't seen that.
The whole thing.
I've been too busy looking at the other.
They were
mess
even
our
pointing
country's
out.
in.
They actually showed the document with that she signed with her signature on the bottom.
Yeah, so that right there should get him off the whole thing.
Well,
That's what it's all about.
If that's what he's done, if she's done that, then there's no case to answer then.
Yeah, right. But see,
But they're gonna
you're
find a way
talking
to try to
about
do
New
it.
York and DC, you know?
Yeah.
But still, there's no case to answer. If that is there, is she claiming that she's done it, or is she denying that the FBI's got is
No,
theirs?
she has testified that yes, that's her signature and that's her document.
Right. So so you're gonna walk in tomorrow and go,
Hi, Dre.
bye. Yeah, he's just gonna do
Good,
what
Dre.
Steve just
Hey,
did, just
Dre.
wave at him and walk back out.
Well, look at what happened down in Georgia. The other stuff that's happened, right? Where was it at? He got what was it?
Yeah, it
The
was
fine.
Georgia
Where's the
with
big?
the
It was New
document.
York City.
Yeah.
That was New York, right? What
Yeah.
was it? First off, there was nobody harmed. Nobody harmed.
Yeah.
Because the banks got their money, and the fine is supposed to be comparable to the harm to somebody.
Yeah, but he's got an appeal on that, hasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's not the point. The point is nobody was harmed. The banks said we'd lend him money again because he paid us back. We made money.
Yeah,
But
but,
yet-
There should have never
right,
been
but
a case
yeah, but
because of
in
what?
that case, right? If I
Yeah.
defrauded you,
There was
right?
no defraud.
No,
one
but
was
what I'm
was
saying is,
defrauded.
if I did something that, say, I said to Steve, "You're going to give me £1 million," right? And Steve goes, "Well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you 500 then. I'll lend you 500 until you give me the thingy. I use that 500 to make a profit and then give Steve his money back. I still technically lied to Steve to get the money if you was never going to lend me the £1 million in the first place." Yeah, you know what I mean?
The first place, that's an oral agreement, so that's going to be hard to prove unless there's something to do
Yeah.
it. But an oral agreement is a contract. but in a written agreement with a bank in a state that allowed it. And when you have a judge that is taking a declaration of a value of a piece of property, he, number one, is not a licensed, doesn't have a license in order to appraise.
Real estate appraiser, yep.
And appraisal of property all has to do with one thing, period. How much was paid at that point in time?
Yeah.
And every single person out there is gonna overvalue their property. And he has a disclosure on every single note and contract.
Everybody out there may want to overvalue their property, but it's still fraud if you do so.
There was no fraud.
We've got a case going on here now where one of our MPs is claimed to have undervalued her property, so she didn't have to pay capital gains tax. Right?
Yeah, but here's the point. Here's the point you're missing, David. He didn't overvalue the property. The appraisers and the tax people, they looked at it and says this is the value.
Is what it's worth. And then he got the loans against it and paid everything back.
So then there's no case to answer there then, because then people are going to go,
Right.
that's what we did.
saying.
Yeah.
Right? But there must be some evidence somewhere, otherwise they wouldn't be bringing this case.
No, it's politics,
No.
man. You know
And then
politics
they
over
fined
there.
him $400 million.
Politics is
And
squeaky clean over here, Paul.
Yeah, right. One bomb. We need one grenade.
Damn.
Let me get that grenade. I got that grenade right over here on that shelf.
No.
Right
Politics is squeaky clean over here. The money laundering's very done. It's done with all Daz and Purcell and, you know what? The amount of money laundering done with Vanish stain remover, it's getting awesome over here in politics. You're all safe.
In a court that legally should have never been brought up. It's only one purpose of this whole entire thing. It's to tie him up in the presidential election.
Right, but the next
100%
one question.
bullshit.
Right? Not saying he will, but if he went to court and if the judge sent him to jail, he can still run for president, yeah?
Yep. Because he can
And if he wins it, he can pardon himself.
No, if he wins it, if he wins the case, the jurors.
No. I'm saying
he doesn't have a juror.
If he wins the
which is
presidency,
against the law.
yeah, but if he wins the next presidency, yeah, he gets voted in, he can pardon himself and, you know.
Well, I guarantee you, one of the last things if Biden goes out of office, who do you think he's going to be pardoning?
His son.
His corrupt son.
Exactly. But that's the point.
His brother and their nephews and nieces. There's so many people in the Biden family that are collecting money. It's just
but okay. I got a question. When Donald Trump knew he'd lost the election, and he did, no two ways about it, he did lose, right? Instead of fighting it, why didn't he go, I've got X amount of days in office, I may have done this, I'm going to pardon all this, and I'm going to pardon all my family, and we're all off into the sunset, and I'll be back for the next election.
It just isn't done. A presidential pardon just doesn't happen.
I thought he did.
Exactly, Dre.
Why would he have to pardon himself when he didn't do anything?
Yeah.
Well.
And I'll give you a half a penny for me, Dan. But then, you know what? You're defacing, U.S. currency, and there's a law. You're breaking the law there.
Yep.
It's all a bunch of dirty politics.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, what was really funny is watching the news last night. They found a final count in his rally that he had in Pennsylvania. They were expecting only 10,000. There was 45,000 people at that rally last night.
Yeah.
In the weather, cold, And all those people were there. And of course, mainstream media, which will say, well, as I call them, mainstream opinionists, are going to downscale everything.
Yep.
Well, wouldn't his media upscale it?
What's that?
If you're saying the mainstream media, like the Biden side of the media, because that's one thing I've noticed about your media. You've got the Democrat side and you've got the Republican side. You don't have an in the middle. It's either one or the other.
No, there are some reporting agencies out there that are pretty good. That are pretty good at accurate,
but they don't have the notoriety that.
Yeah. Well,
like,
can we get some of them on the UK? Because we get CBS and CNN, and we also get Fox. Right, and I find that when I watch them channels, instead of them, trying to give you the information that you need, they're all talking at you and trying to brainwash you instead of going, this is the evidence. Like you guys have said, he's done nothing wrong. Okay, why has he done nothing wrong? Like you guys have explained it. Yeah. Why can't Fox News just say, this is the case, this is it, these are the laws of the land, this is why he's going to get off?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Instead of
Dan, it has nothing to do with Trump. That is our corrupt legislature. That is where that all comes down to. Not to do with Trump. This is corrupt legislation of who's being bought off in the legislature.
Do you still think they're going to ban the drones?
No, won't happen.
Neither do I.
That's
but
all.
the legislatures that are in there, they're trying to get it in there to lock down to not have DJI sold here in the United States. They put that into a legislative bill. It's like all the other, excuse my French, bullshit that's out there in a bill. It's real simple. What they need to do, a bill is a bill. You vote on the bill. There's nothing else that can be brought into it, taken away, or anything. No amendments. This is in the bill. You either vote it up or down. If you want to bring it up with amendments at a later date and rewrite it, bring it in, do it. Period. None of this bullshit.
So your political bills are like ours. It starts off, we want to ban people protesting, and then adding in little extras going along the way, they'll go, and we don't want people moaning on Twitter or posting on Facebook. We don't want people, and they just keep chucking more and more in. And before you know it, because everyone thinks it's just the one simple bill at the start, all this extra stuff gets thrown in, no one notices it, and it gets voted in.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Dan, in that bill, I have not seen that just anything from China. I know that's word on the street they're talking about, but in the legislation that's written in there, it's specifically DJI only.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though. I don't envy the fact that you guys have got this election and your only options are Trump or fucking Biden.
Well, the problem is you've got a lot of radicals out there that love to have that position, but
I'd like to see a young American take office. Someone with bright ideas that is open to, bringing the US up into the modern day. None of this political, this law may be a good law, but I'm going to block it because you're a Republican and we're Democrats.
That's a nice thought, David, but I don't know any young politicians that fit that bill because they've all sold their souls.
You got to remember what happened. You got to look at it here. Okay, Trump was not a politician in political sense. He was a politician in the business world.
Yeah.
Okay. We can agree on that. Him going in there, especially, he was blindsided. He doesn't know, as they quote, has finally come out in words. There's been every other name and word used in the dictionary as the deep state. The president doesn't control the government. We're being
Oh, of course he
controlled
doesn't.
when the president in there, they are more or less, to put him as you want to say, a useful idiot for the other countries and other big power billionaires that are out there that are pushing their efforts on through the government, through legislators, and it comes in there and other people unknown. It's just like right now.
And too, Steve, the big heads of all these big committees are the ones that are actually controlling from the top down government.
That's it. It's the legislation is being lobbied, and it's all those other people that are controlling it.
So what you're saying is Biden and Trump will both be puppets, like bit like Richie Sunak and Keir Starmer. They're just puppets for the people in the back office who was so when Sunak gets voted out this year and Keir Starmer comes in, it's going to be the same people in the back office still pushing the same shit.
Yep, exactly.
Yep. Until something can be done, it will still be that way. And it's been going on. This goes back even when Hoover was in with the FBI. I mean, he had stuff going on, and we've got all these agencies that are just so in depth, and they're just feeding it. And we're becoming just like what happened over in Greece. We are getting such a glut that the government is the main holder of employees in the United States. And that's what happened with the fall of Greece, with their economics, and also in Spain and several other countries. And we are doing it. It's like they're sitting there coming up with all this false reporting. I follow the CDI impact as it comes out every month, because we deal with it for commercial buildings and real estate. And the CPI index is going to be what it is. And when you sit there going, oh, we dropped it down, we got it down. It didn't drop. It actually went up. And the employment are all part-time employees. They're not full-time employment that they went in there. And 93% of the people that they reported on this last increase of job growth are all illegal aliens, and the government hired them. They're working for the government.
Guess what? You want to see it even worse? Come over here.
No, I know.
When they report over here that the unemployment rate is rising, and then they say, but the people in employment is rising. Well, how does that work? Yeah.
Well, that's because there's two different versions. They don't.
No. I can tell you what it is.
One is legal employment and illegal employment.
No, this is what it is, right? Over here, right? Unemployment benefits is all classed as like ESA, job seekers, stuff like that. It doesn't. They benefits do not split if you're working or not. If you're on a low job, you're still entitled to benefits, right? So that's where the in benefits claim is going up, right? And that's because the employment side, they're not actually working. They're all on 0-hour contracts, which means this week you could have 10 hours. Next week we'll give you 40 hours. But because you're on a 0-hour contract, we can dictate how many hours you're going to do. So it's all like cheap labor.
Well, that's why I just said it's all part-time. It's part-time employment. It's not full-time. So they're not paying benefits. They're not having to pay anything else. In fact, it just came out here today, I think it was, that due to all the illegal immigrants that are coming into our country, the state of California now has a $3.9 billion non-funded health care bill that they're having to pay for right now. That's not counting what's going to continue on.
And that health care benefits aren't for the legally citizens in California.
And we have the federal government that is paying it out of our federal government, which, like you, me, and a lot of other people, you want to talk
Yep.
about your Medicare and the funding for it. Good luck. You want to see Social Security and the rest of this stuff go to hell in a handbasket because they're going to be pulling it all out of the funding, all of those without you knowing it.
Well,
It's a mess.
well, both countries are in a mess now.
Oh, we are. We are. You guys took the brunt of it first. That's for sure. We've had it here with the Mexican border being here, but you guys, when the EU formed, that was the huge downfall for the whole entire European nation because people were coming in from all over the place.
Right. I don't blame the EU itself, the central block of EU. I blame the individual countries because the EU law states the country in which the illegal immigrant lands is the country they should be claiming asylum because that's the first safe country that they hit. Right. So if they landed in Italy, it should be Italy. If they came around the coast and landed in England, then it should be England or France. But no, what happens is this: they go, come on in. No, you failed asylum here. However, we're not going to deport you back to your own country. We're just going to put you on this bus and we're going to ship you to the French coast. Right? You're England's problem now. And then we pay France millions to patrol the borders. And sometimes they'll stop the boats. Right? They'll stop the boats. They'll take everybody off. But what they do, they wait until they're on the English side of the line. And then they go, yeah, we stopped them, but you got to go on the English boat now because you're on their side. And then they take the boat. And like, if the English got the boat, we destroy it. The French don't. They take it back and they leave it on the beach. And they've got video evidence of this. And yet we keep giving them millions for it. We might as well get the Disney cruise ship that's parked at Southampton at the moment, that's been sat there for a while, and just take it over to France and keep bringing them across.
Well, we're doing the same here. They're flying them in by jet instead of by cruise ship.
And dispersing them across the country. Used to be the problem was just along the border, the southern border.
No, and they're dispersing them in all the other parts of the country that they want to sit there and put the problem to.
Yeah, when they come to the southern border, they ask them where they want to go, and they book them some kind of a flight. Or
why are they not processing them though?
Take them wherever they want to go.
Why don't they process them? I mean, it's the same over here. We don't fucking process them. We put them in a asylum place and say, you must sleep here at night and we'll process you when we get round to it. But you're allowed to go out during the day. And then they walk out the door, you never see them again. Right? Yep. That's what happens over here.
Same here.
But, yeah. Why are they not processing them?
It's called the motel. It's called the Joe 6 motel check-in. You come in, put your name, we scan you, we take your information, we give you a cell phone, healthcare card, a debit card, and say, see ya.
But hasn't that been going on for years?
No.
No. So
for
under Obama, was it not that bad?
For the last 3.5 years.
What about Obama? Was he on top of it?
No,
he was not bad actually. The amount of immigration that came through, and if you listen to him in his speeches during that time, he was totally against this. What's happening now?
Yeah,
but because of politics,
his mind was persuaded elsewhere. But that's the least of our problems that we have right now. Actually, right now on the other side of the world from us that we'll be involved in real quick.
Yeah, that's getting ready to happen.
And that's the whole world. That's not just us.
Well, if America convince Israel not to retaliate, I mean, let's be honest here. they want to retaliate. They will. But if they can do it in a simple way without sending bloody missiles over countries, then just maybe we can calm it down.
You got it, Rigger. Right
Well,
there.
the other thing too, Steve, is we've got 20 million illegal immigrants in our country.
No. Try close to 40.
40 million. And the Democrats in New York and some of the Democrat strongholds want to give them the right to vote.
They're already doing that in states.
I thought they weren't allowed. I thought they said
California. When you come in here to get your driver, that's why they're not really letting you know, because they're doing what California does. You can go in and get a driver's license in the state, even if you're illegal, but doesn't say citizen on it. Okay. You go in there, but when you do, you're automatically registered to vote the moment that you apply for that driver's license.
Yep.
And that's how these other states are doing it. The blue states, so we say, are doing it.
But why are they able to do that if it's in the Constitution that you can't?
The Democratic
because the Democrats want it
stronghold in these states.
But I don't. You see, every state has different laws. Yeah, I'm guessing. How does that work on a national scale?
Well, the thing of it is let's say you're in New York and you're an illegal and you're registered to vote, even though you shouldn't be. We can all agree on that. You just vote, and they send you out ballots, and you mail them back in. You don't even have to go vote.
But why are they counted then?
Because nobody has got the balls to say, no, you can't vote, you can't vote. If they've got a legitimate ballot and they've got proper identification like a driver's license, nobody's going to stop them from voting.
Well, Idaho yesterday did pass. You got to have ID in order to vote. Their Supreme Court upheld it 100%. All jurists supported it.
Yeah, but when you have to have ID, that includes a driver's license, right?
Any type of a form is a driver's license. Everybody does, and that's the idiot.
And so all of these people going into the DMVs across the country and getting a driver's license, even though they're not registered citizens or whatever, that is identification to vote.
It can be, yes. But that's where New York is trying to. New York is doing it now, that they can vote, and illegals now can vote in local elections.
Yep.
So a local election. Now let's define this. Well, because they're going to, when they go through a presidential election, but it also has to do with legislature for Congress and the Senate.
Yep.
Now, are you making sure it's only the city or the state, so you can only vote in those elections, and that you cannot vote for a U.S. Somebody running for the U.S. Federal government position? That's where it's going to be the little skinny fine line.
That's right.
But that's what I was trying to say. How comes each individual state can decide who can and can't vote? Surely, if it's for the national US president, it's the White House that decides. Yeah, it's your lawmakers.
No, it isn't the White House that decides.
It's the lawmakers. You're right.
It is the lawmakers across the country that.
I know what you're saying, but why is it that way? Why is it all individual states can dictate, right? So Michigan can have one rule.
Yeah.
And Florida can have a different rule. How can that be?
We have something in our Constitution called states' rights. States have the right to self-determination, right? Right, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
The Civil War.
You're right on one point, except for one thing. in LA, in Los Angeles, in the 2020 elections, there were 1.5 million ballots that were either from people that were already dead, unknown, moved out of state, some voting twice. That's where the
Didn't they
problem.
prove this wrong?
No, they didn't prove it wrong.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hey,
Hey, Dre.
I'll throw my 2 cents in here about some of the things you guys talked about. As far as mail-in ballots, statistics are known that each side, Democrat or Republican, choose to do mail-in ballots. It's just the Republican side has choose to make it an issue because the numbers always favor the Democratic side. There are more Democrats in the United States than there are Republicans. So that's why it's such a big issue about mail-in ballots. They want people to come to the polls. Well, the problem with that is over the last 50 years, Dave, or what we call is walk-in voting numbers have decreased every cycle.
Yep.
That means nobody's voting. They're choosing not to vote because people are just too busy. They're working, they're doing other things. And like I say, mail-in ballot has been the only reason the numbers have grown as high as it has in the last 2 election cycles. It's because of mail-in ballots. And that's on both sides. Because ain't nobody gonna try to tell me 71 million people went to the polls and voted for Donald Trump. And 81 million people did not go to the polls and vote for Joe
That's my
Biden.
mail-in ballot right there.
There you go,
There
Joe.
you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Like you say, I vote early and I mail it in. So
Yep.
just in case something happens that day, that I get tied up with something, and I started early voting and mail-in voting when my kids were younger because we were always involved with their activities. So I remember
Yep.
going down to the office of the registered voters office and standing in line voting there 2 or 3 weeks before and getting it done.
Yep.
So like I said, I've done it both ways, but this allows me to get it done. It allows me to sit down with my family and discuss the issues. We get all the ballots in. I take it to the post office and mail it.
Sure.
And go from
Right.
there. So mail-in ballot is not the boogeyman that some folks try to make it out to be.
No,
It
what is the boogie where the boogeyman lies is
Mhm.
having valid registrar of voters that has been verified. That's
Right.
what boogeyman
Right.
is. Like I said,
And I heard you guys talk
1.3
about that.
million, 1.3 million in 2020 in Los Angeles.
Mhm.
Ballots came in that were counted, and they were either dead, moved out of state, or for unknown reason.
Right.
And I know.
Before
here in
you two
LA,
get into one,
I'll
right.
never forget it. This guy is standing here, honest to God, this much. He lived in an apartment complex because every single person that ever lived in that apartment, that's
Got a
how
ballot.
ballots he held were in his mailbox
Right.
that went to his home.
Right. And I don't
Because
doubt that
everybody's there,
situations
you're
like
putting
that
them out.
occur.
You're not validating the ballot
Right.
or
And I say,
registrar.
that is a problem with the system,
Yeah.
not with the people.
And
Because
you
like
notice
you guys talk-
nobody wants to talk about the system because
that-
the
right.
system at a local level is either
Mhm.
controlled by Republicans or Democrats. It's
And-
not independent.
Not independent.
Well, it's supposed to be bipartisan because you have people from either side. When they do a count, you're supposed to have equal parts, even if it's a non we call party vote. You're supposed to have either people from each side who are on that ballot that have their representatives there to watch the count. Like you say, you have a recount. You have people there on both sides to watch the recount if that is necessary. And the same thing with a national election. So the registers of voters, which is a nonpartisan position in every county and every state that people go vote to, is a nonpartisan position. Now, personally, they might have a way or attitude or whatever, but it's not a position of higher. It was a position of higher, but not a position of elected individuals or appointed individuals. That person is a nonpartisan individual, and that's across all the 50 states.
Yeah.
That's why that lady, what's her name, back in, was it Carolina somewhere, that didn't want to marry the gay couple? That's why she got in so much trouble because she let her own personal views dictate her duties.
Mhm.
And that's
Right.
why she got in trouble, because she was part of that under the voter register's office. And they were allowed to
I
invite
have
people
two
and all that kind of stuff.
questions,
Go ahead, David.
right? And then I'll let you guys carry on. Question one, 'cause I know this is a quick answer. If Trump gets back in, he can only serve 4 years. Is that correct?
True.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So that's answered. Now the next question is for you, Steve. If there's evidence that this guy had all these papers, is there evidence that he voted with them all? Because if there is, why is he not being arrested and charged?
That who I'm confused.
I think he's talking about the guy who got all the ballots sent to his house.
He wasn't. He turned all those ballots in to the registrar of voters in LA and wanted
Yeah.
to say, why are these people being still sent ballots here? And what did they
Well-
do? Oh, we'll take them. But
Yeah,
did they
they'll
correct the
take 'em.
problem? No, they didn't.
Yeah. And that's to say, that's the problem with the system, because it does
The
not
system
allow
is the
itself to
problem.
be
Doesn't
purged.
clear itself
Doesn't
out.
allow itself to be purged. People go, well,
Right. So why is your system not like ours, right? Because that happens here. If the person that lived here before us has not re-registered to vote, her voting card will come to me. However, when I go to the polling station, I can't use that card to vote, because when I go there, I have to give my name, my age, my date of birth, and my address.
Mhm.
Right? That only on the voting card, all there is the name and my address.
Right.
There is no age, right? Or date of birth. Right? If I don't have that information, right, they go, you ain't voting. No paper for you. Toodaloo.
Well, that's
Right?
proper screening.
However,
that's having proper ideas, like we were
yeah,
saying.
well, this is what I'm saying. Now they're bringing in the voter ID, where you've got to take ID with you, not because there's a problem here, but because of what's happening in America, where people are accusing each other of rigging the votes. Yeah, they know it's not happening. However, they want to make sure it isn't happening.
Mhm.
Right? So now what they're saying is people over here, some of the most disadvantaged people that have lived here all their lives, they have a right to vote and whatever else, because they're poor and they're less likely to have a driving license or a passport. Yeah. They're now going to go, I can't be bothered to send off a voter ID, right? Because you can't just go, this is me, give me something. You've got to send council tax letters, bank statements, so much crap in just to get that voter ID, right? Why has that not been a policy in the US? Because I'm assuming it ain't just the last election where this has been an issue, where they've claimed this is an issue. This has been
It's been
issues past. So why has it never been brought up before?
Donald.
I like waffle. Let me jump on this one. We'll go back to we call motor voter ID. I can only speak for the state of California because I've been here most of my life in other places, especially applying for driver's license. When you go to the Department of Motor Vehicles, you have to bring your birth certificate. You have to bring a current utility bill that shows your name, your address, and so on and so forth to even apply for an ID card in the state of California. They give you the opportunity, it's not mandatory, but they give you the opportunity to register to vote while you are there. It is not mandatory. Your name does not automatically go in the system just because you apply for a California ID, driver's license, and so forth. You just have the opportunity to, once again, they're trying to make it convenient for anybody who wants to vote in the future. Now, the whole basis of all this, I don't know how it goes in England as far as you guys is having jury selection, but our voter ID or voter registration is directly tied to our jury pool system.
Yes,
only those who are voters get selected for jury duty.
Yep, same here.
Okay, so this is how we keep our pool of jury eligible people available, because these are the people who have gotten IDs, are registered to vote, all that kind of stuff. And what happens is the more often you vote, the more often your name goes to the jury pool. If you skip a couple of voting cycles, your name will eventually drop off the jury pool selection. Okay, that's kind of how it goes there. I saw Rickard talking about the system. Just because they sent out a bunch of ballots to people who used to live at a certain address doesn't mean those ballots get counted. That just means that's the last recorded address for that individual, and they mail it out to that address.
So that's the same as here. However, I'll just say
go ahead.
What you just said about it's if you vote, you go into the jury pool.
Right.
Over here, it is legal. You legally have to register to vote. So you have to go online or send in the form that they send you and register to vote. You have to. If you don't, you can be fined or jailed. They never do, but you can be. Yeah.
Right,
if somebody wants to be an ass and go after you, they can do that.
Right.
However, it's only that gets you into the jury pool, not the actual voting itself, because you don't legally have to vote. You just have to register to vote.
I'm already answered.
To give you an idea how, to me, it's just, I'll call it a lack of patriotism. That will be my own, just my own validation of it. In this last election that we had here, which is called a midterm election, in the county of Orange, where I live, 32% of the registered voters actually voted. To me, it's disgusting.
It is. I got better numbers than that, Steve. Here where I live at in San Bernardino, California, we have 7 council seats for the seven wards of the city. The average voter on the register in each ward is around 16,000 on average, right around 16,000 registered voters. We have council people who are getting elected into office with less than 2,000 votes.
Yeah.
That's happening over here.
And that is with the big problem. You have voter apathy. And like Steve said, it's unpatriotic. It's a irresponsible attitude, lack of action on the everyday citizens. That's why I get on the people I live out here in San Bernardino. I say, hey, don't go crying about the council person that you don't like now, because I'll ask you, when did you go to the poll and vote?
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah, we have that problem over here. We're the same. But one thing I will say, and I've noticed this quite a lot lately, when I go on X now, or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and I search, and it pops up, Joe Biden or Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton, I can guarantee that only 10% of the people tweeting about it are Americans, right? There's a lot of people. And it's the same over here when it comes to our elections. When I go on there, the amount of people with Israeli flags and Australian flags, American flags in their name and stuff, tweeting about our election that don't even live here, getting involved. And I think that is one of the problems, because what we found out that the last election, everybody was fed up with the Tories, everybody, right? But yet they still got back in by a massive swing. And that's because for the months leading up, everybody, the media and everyone was going, Labour are going to win it, Labour are going to win it. And the voter apathy went, well, we'll leave it to someone else to vote. And then the Labour people didn't go out.
And,
well, I've heard the argument before that if you don't vote, you can't complain. But I call bullshit on that. If my wife says, we're going to have a cat or a dog, which do you want? And I say, I don't care. I can still complain if either of them shits in the kitchen.
Well, I would say you have a right to complain if you have to clean it up. But I'm looking at the chat here, and I'm looking at East Coast Thrills, and he said he doesn't vote. He thinks it's a waste of time, and he's 46 years old. He's never voted.
Everybody if you feel
everybody
like
has their own opinion.
If you feel like your voice does not have, or your vote does not have an effect on what happens, you're less likely to vote, and that's a consequence, I think, of the consolidation of power to the federal level instead of at the local level.
Yeah,
But
that's
I can say I've noticed it happens at every level.
Yeah,
And
but
like I
I
said,
wouldn't.
what happens at the federal level is mirrored at the state level and mirrored at the county and mirrored at the local municipality. And like I say, at most of the municipality levels, it's supposed to be nonpartisan. It doesn't start to get partisan until you get to the state level.
If local elections had more authority and more power over what they do, I think there would be more turnout. But cities abdicate their responsibilities to the state abdicates their responsibilities to the federal government.
Well, they always say, Don,
Everybody just wants to show up and pick up their paycheck.
It's the money trail.
Mhm.
Okay. That's why I laugh when people talking about, oh, we should defund all these universities and all this kind of stuff. I say, oh, you gonna go turn your degree in? And I said, every school gets federal dollars, one way or another. This is how a lot of institutions stay above board, is because of the federal dollars for research and all the different things. It ain't just handing out free
But
lunches.
there are a lot of universities that have billions in grant.
Yes,
in their
alumni contribution, all that kind of stuff. But there's
they
also
keep taking that federal money, but they've got
That's
plenty of
right.
money in the coffers.
That's right. Cause I have a cousin. I call him and his wife. I call them the smart people of the family. They both have PhDs. He works for a pharmaceutical company. He helped develop. He was a fact finder on COVID vaccines, but that his company sent him to law school, even though he already had a PhD. Just in case they get sued, he can be qualified as an expert witness. Okay, for a pharmaceutical company. His wife, who was from Bosnia, somewhere around there, they both work for the University of Texas. And like I say, they are paid through partly federal dollars, partly through pharmaceutical money. She's a recruiter for European students to come abroad and learn here in the United States. And that's her job at the University of Texas.
Yeah.
So like I'm saying, money comes, I say, follow the money. And that's why this money trail comes in. And that's why I tell people, they talk about, oh, the schools are indoctrinating this, or you send them off to college and they get out. I say, you know what? You guys get in line, burn your degrees, and don't mean nothing. You ain't got nothing but your high school diploma. And even that was sponsored by federal dollars, because I'm sure every school we attended got some kind of federal money. And let's start from zero and see where you wind up at. So I said, let's have a real discussion about possibly trying to fix the loopholes, try to correct the inconsistencies, and start going way out to the right and way out to the left, trying to prove a point or how self-sufficient we think we all are, because we're not. No. Just like I say, somebody said earlier in the chat about, Eastern Europe countries and stuff, how they subsidize everything in their society. America does it under a veil of constitutional freedoms. But our federal government subsidizes just about everything we do in our daily lives, like it or not. You talk about infrastructure, how do you think that money got there? Federal dollars. Passed down to the state, passed down to your counties, passed down to your local municipality. Federal dollars for infrastructure.
First off, it was taken from the local.
Well, you can,
and sent up, and then a little bite was taken out all the way back down.
Okay, you can call it what you want through taxes or whatever, but you can't tell me your taxes pay for that new road that you're driving on. Your taxes pay for all those street lights that burn up electricity every day of the week. Your tax dollars did not cover that amount. So it had to come through a big series of a big pool of everybody kicking in, and the money gets spread out.
No, it wasn't one person's tax dollars, but it's everybody's tax dollars.
Right.
That got sent up to the federal government, that they take a chunk out. Oh, you know what? We're going to take a bit of this. We need to send this over to the war machine. We're going to send this much over to the war machine. And then a little bit trickles back down.
Yep. And you know what we learned that lesson from? How ill prepared we were for World War I and World War II. We learned that lesson. Because if the Japanese wouldn't have stopped, Hawaii would not be a state in 1959. Because it would belong to the Empire of Japan.
Oh, I'm not saying don't have military. I'm saying
I'm not saying not have military, but because we had to put that tax system in place to make sure we are prepared. I said we still have a military,
That's
not
not what our
be able
tax
to flip
system
the
does.
switch. No, I'm not saying all our tax dollars, but a large portion of our tax dollars,
Yeah,
like local municipalities.
But it's not
go
keeping us
into-
prepared for the next thing. It is funneling money over to the people that are going to help the next politician get elected.
East Coast, I vote for Patrick, not SpongeBob. Sorry.
I would vote for Patrick. Yeah.
But I get your point, Don. And like I say, the money goes in a lot of directions. A lot of us don't like.
I mean, everybody
but-
just got through doing their taxes, or should have just gotten through doing their taxes.
Oh yeah, I did mine Friday, and I walked out like this.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was only
And
that
you know
much.
this-
We got off a little bit easier than what we thought we were going to as well. But
Yeah.
it's still not, if who was it who said that if everybody withholding is the worst or the best trick that the government pulled is because if you had to wait until the end of the year and write that check all at once for how much they withheld from you, there would be rioting in the street.
Right. Dre,
Yes, sir.
what you just said about how the money feeds up and then feeds back down, this happened with Brexit. Now, when they were telling us we're going to save 375 million plus on the side of the bus, and this was going to pay for the NHS, reality was it wasn't, and it never did. Yeah. But now those same people are going, who's funding our bridges? Who's funding our museums? Who's funding our infrastructure? Yeah. What they're forgetting was, yes, the EU took this money, but they paid a lot of it back because they earned a lot of interest on it. And then they was able to build these bigger projects on a grander scale.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what people are forgetting that happens. And now they're all going, in Wales, they're all moaning they're not getting the roads done and that. But every time you go over a bridge or a tunnel, it's still got that big blue plaque that says funded by the EU government. Yeah. And they're still moaning about it. That's the problem. People don't understand how the system
That's
works.
because the EU government did not have money to fund it in the first place.
But
I always tell
governments
people,
do
David,
not produce money except by stealing the value of it from the average person.
I was going to say, didn't you say the other day the government print money themselves? You said that the other day. You said governments print money themselves by,
and it devalues,
like you just said.
It devalues the currency and steals that money out of the pockets of the savings of everyone else in the country, of everyone in the country. The more money you put out there, the less value all of it has. Right. And so it's an invisible tax.
Kind of. But if they didn't do that,
it's exactly an invisible tax.
But if they didn't do that,
I would be far more in favor of doing that than having everybody do their income taxes every year.
But if they didn't do what you just said,
done anyway, and an invisible tax of inflation is the most fair way of taxing things. It's a flat tax.
Yeah, but if they didn't do and they didn't make their own money and whatever else, nothing would get done, right? Because as much as you say we shouldn't pay tax,
how do things get done when we're on the gold standard?
If you don't pay tax,
money has specific value.
Of course it has, but the value of the dollar is higher.
It had a specific value when we were on a gold and silver standard. After we got off the gold and silver standard, it had less value. Then once they got rid of the fractional lending reserve that you had to hold on hand for banks, now the only value money has is in what people believe it's worth.
But people believe the American dollar is worth a lot of money. Yeah. Whether it is or not is another matter.
We as citizens should sue the government now, just like they did with Donald Trump, for over-evaluating what they say it's worth.
No. Hi, Dre.
Hello, Miss Laura. I hear you're out and about.
No,
on a little holiday.
Yeah, in the morning.
In the morning? So
yeah.
Where are you now?
At home.
Oh, I thought you were already traveling, David. So he was like what's the kid's name? Macaulay Culkin. He was like Home Alone.
No, this is me tomorrow.
Already.
Hey
Yeah,
guys,
this is
I'm gonna
this
leave
is
you guys all in charge. I'll be back in about 20 minutes or so. I'm gonna catch a ship real fast.
okay.
Okay, Paul.
Go ahead.
Well, this is my place tomorrow.
There you go.
But if you watch, you'll see what happens when Laura gets back.
Oh man. Well, I think you're telling yourself too early, Dave. You should wait till tomorrow
But
morning.
here she is.
Yeah,
And the party's over.
They're already talking about it, Rigger, come Monday because of the bombing that occurred of what the
Come
price of
Monday.
oil is going to be.
Come Monday, it'll be all right.
Yeah.
They'll be holding you tight. 3 lonely days and the. No,
I'm gonna go fill up tonight.
Better believe it.
Now, see,
You're right,
Joe thinks like me. Any excuse to raise the price of gas.
Yeah.
Any excuse.
I got almost a
So-
full tank right now. I'm gonna run to Sam's in the morning and fill up before they.
Oh my
raise it.
God,
It was,
I
it was
put gas
310.
in last night.
What's it
and it's
gonna
like,
be
oh my
tomorrow?
God.
What do you mean? They'll be jacking the rates up before you ever even get there.
Well, then I won't be
Yet they've
driving.
not bought anything.
Yeah.
Steve knows how it is
Got
out
a
of
point.
California. It's like
Hey.
something happened halfway across the world, and all of a sudden the gas prices go up 5 cents overnight. Like, wait a minute, it's not even close to California. We
Don't
even get
worry,
gas
guys.
from
I got
people.
like 8 or 10 gallons here at the house that I'm going to go ahead and release. That should
Yeah.
Oh,
stabilize the prices.
Release from the mud
Is
ball
that your
reserves.
strategic oil reserves, Don?
Yeah, the mud ball reserves.
You got your strategic petrol reserves there.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man. I had to let my oldest borrow my car for the next couple of weeks. His car went on the fritz. His gear selector got all wonky on him. Can't get it out of drive.
What?
Yeah, the gear selector, something's going on. He's gonna look at it, see if he can fix it himself. He
Standard
drives
or
my
manual?
car. It's a manual. I mean standard, I'm sorry. It's an issue that happens to the Jaguars from that model year from 2010 to 2017. It rarely happens, but it has happened. A couple of models where the gear selector sticks. So we're gonna try to work it out. So me and the wifey will be carpooling, and she just thrilled about that.
Yeah.
Now she gets to be passenger princess for weeks.
Carpooling.
Uh-oh. Somebody's speaking over your head back there.
Yeah. But we're gonna be passing by Steve's house another week or so on the 21st or 24th.
Where
We're
you
going to San
going?
Diego. Go down to San Diego for the AUIS, whatever it is, Expo down in San Diego.
Oh, that thing you signed up for several months
Yeah.
back?
Yeah. Yeah. It's coming up another week. So we'll be, as I pass by your house, I'll wave.
You're going to pass by my house to go down there? Why aren't you going the southern route?
It don't matter. Either, like I said, well, depends how we get, I feel like driving. Usually I will come down the 15 and stuff and just take it straight into San Diego.
Man, you're adding on a lot of miles coming that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it'll be a long distance wave. over the Cleveland National Forest.
There you go. 74.
But you know what? When I was down at Oceanside last summer, I didn't know they had completed that little 2-lane highway right there between Oceanside. You go across to Temecula.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice little cut through.
It is, and it saves a lot of time too.
Yeah.
And depending on the time of day, depending on the day of the week and time of day you're there, it can be a real pain in the butt because a lot of people
It's
have
like 2
turned
lanes.
that little highway into a commuter.
Right. Right. And for the most part, it wasn't a bad little drive. We took it on a, I want to say it was a Friday morning last summer.
Yeah, it's the case
We
of the
drove
back
from
thing.
Oceanside over to Temecula. to finish out our anniversary weekend.
But I haven't fully charged.
Oh, that early in the morning, you'd hit no traffic.
Yeah, I didn't hit no traffic at all on Friday morning.
Yeah,
But I
because when I was
imagine-
working for that company, when I was out in Ontario, when we were, that's where the headquarters were. And we had a warehouse down in Escondido. And so I would go down the southern route and then come back, and I time my time frame from there so I could go there and then, you know, come right back up the 5 here to Dana Point and
Yeah, you're only about what?
time, and it was
15,
only
20 minutes, pops?
Oh no, coming back there because it's the middle of the week and there's still traffic coming in on that highway. That's what I'm saying. That highway there, it's worse than the freeway.
Wow. Yeah.
But it's about, you can make it in less than 40 minutes from there to here.
You're 40 minutes north of that? I thought you were
Well,
closer.
40 minutes from Escondido to come up to here.
Yeah. I thought you were further south. I thought maybe only 15.
No,
20
we're
minutes.
only 17 miles above Oceanside, but it's that highway is.
Yeah, just the traffic.
That traffic.
That's where the 40 minutes come in, is the traffic. This
Yeah.
is why I said, yeah, you're only about 15 minutes.
If it was that, it would be 25 minutes.
Yeah. That's why I love taking the 57 up in my area. The 57 from the 210 all the way down going into Santa Ana. It's such a time saver compared to the 605 or even try to take the 91, which will still get to the 57. Which is like go down there. It's such a time saver.
It's not set up.
Oh, just turn it on.
I just get tired of all the work they do
So I
on
get the
Nova.
screen working.
Yeah.
They're always doing something.
Oh, what's Joe doing?
Ron asked me a question. I got to figure out how to do it.
Oh,
Ron Brown.
Well,
He said, "How do you get out of beginner's mode?" And I can't remember how I did it. It's in the settings menu under control. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Under control, what it does is it says motion control, gimbal pitch units. It says beginner mode in there under control
No, I
in
don't go
the
nowhere.
settings.
I'm going somewhere. I didn't know
No.
Paul was on.
No, don't go nowhere because I saw your statement about it's sometimes it's painful to be a nerd.
Yep.
Well, you know what? This is my wife says. I didn't know I was marrying a nerd. I thought I was marrying a
It's on
jock.
picture, you can't do it up.
My wife knew exactly what she was marrying.
She looks at the stuff I do now and he said, "You're such a nerd."
Nerd.
I wear it with a badge of honor.
Yep, nerds are good things to be now. But anyway, bye guys.
Take care, Doc.
Catch you later, Donald.
Bye, Donald.
Later, Don.
Boy.
So you
No,
figured
it's,
out.
yeah, what happens is I've never heard of it before. Beginner's mode. That's in the Avata 2. When I first took off, it wouldn't let me go over 5 miles an hour. And it said B, and it said beginner's mode. I said, well, I'm pressing the button to change the mode, and it won't let me do it. So I found out you got to go into the goggles, and you have to, under settings, it says beginner's mode. When you click on it, it says, "Are you sure? You know the drone will go faster now."
Well, you know, even on when I got the Air 3, it was locked in beginner mode. You had to uncheck it to get it out of it when you first got
Well,
it.
it must be something with the Air 3 and the Air. The
I think they're
Mini
doing that
4
on
and
all the
that.
air on everything
All
that's
the new
flying
ones.
on the Fly app.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
I thought all
It's all the
drones
new
came in
stuff.
beginner modes because all of my Phantoms, Mavic Pro, Mavic 2 Pro, they all had come out the box in beginner mode, and you had to slide
Never
it over.
Never
to
saw
release
it before.
Is
Yeah,
that right?
well, the Maverick Pro. I remember the Maverick Pro it was a distance that it had you locked into.
Yeah, well, that too. They had a beginner mode, and then you took it off beginner mode. It had a standard distance, and then you could take the distance or raise the level up. So
Right.
like with my Mavic 3E series drone I have, it doesn't have a beginner's mode, but it does have a distance limit. And I know if I want to fly terrain awareness mode, I have to take it off that. If I fly a large area, like over 400 acres, I got to turn the distance mode off. Or it'll give me an error on trying to upload the KML file. It'll give me an error.
Oh, have you found the
Yeah.
ludicrous mode?
No. Yeah, that's the I would call that a carry fresh mode.
Carry, I like that. You have a point.
Yeah.
Hello, DJI.
Yeah.
I need an RMA number.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
well, sir, can you tell us what
Ludicrous
happened?
mode.
Yeah, I was in that ludicrous mode. I don't even know. I don't even know how to flip it over to that. Was it what's the mode? I don't even know what it is. It S mode or sport mode or whatever they call it? I've never. I think I've only put one drone in that mode.
Sport mode, yeah.
Yeah, sport mode. I just never
I'll
felt
do
the
that
need.
sometimes if I was out quite a ways just to turn around to come back. But otherwise, I keep it in normal mode all the time.
Yeah.
Or some of the times I'll actually put it in sin mode. So you get that smoother action for your video, right?
Right. Yeah, the older drones used to be tripod mode, and with the cinema mode,
Yeah.
some of the newer ones.
These are
But like that my
Okay,
M30T,
calm down.
that thing flies in normal mode. It flies up into around 40 something miles per hour. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's fast enough for me to fly back. I don't need to do 57. That drone's too big.
My Air 3 won't do that downhill with the tailwind.
Yeah, I'll say that thing is too big and travels too fast. Before you know it, you're down range in that thing. You take off, and because it's so big, you can see it for a longer time, and then you realize, oh man, I'm down range a mile already. I'm like, holy smoke, let me turn this around.
Well, gentlemen, I need to back out of here.
Well, it's always good to see you, Steve.
Always good to see you, Dre.
Catch you later, Steve.
All righty.
And what I want, just on one
Later,
final
Steve.
note,
Joe.
I just want to say, when it comes to politics,
Yeah.
America is more aggressive than anywhere I've seen before, because I was asking simple questions and you guys are like on the defensive, pretty much both sides. And it's like, you know what? I've been from the UK. I don't know your system. You guys don't know mine. But we're all good.
Yeah. I got to tell folks, I don't have much to say about any other country, because I know most countries around the world come from a monarchy of some sorts. You guys, most people have come from that type of government system and transitioned to a democracy probably in the last 150 years, maybe, where most European, even Asian countries, South American countries have come from some type of monarchy in the last 150 years.
Well, ours has been a lot longer than that, but
yeah, you guys are one of the
I mean,
oldest.
we're literally, sounds daft, but we're sort of like the world leaders of modern democracy.
Well,
yeah,
I
because
look at you guys as a form of the Roman government.
yeah, but our government was formed by the monarchy, to save the people from itself, basically. I can assure you today, if they had that decision, they wouldn't be taking that decision. They'd be like, hell no, we're in charge. Fuck off.
Yeah. We're not screwing this up twice.
That's for sure. Well, good to see you, everybody.
Catch you later,
Take
Steve.
care. Have a good
Good
rest
night,
of your
Steve.
evening.
And David, that's what makes me laugh so much when I hear people here in the States talking about wanting Trump. I know they say it, but they just don't know the implications of Trump for king and Trump for dictator. I said, you have no clue what you're even talking about. But they're so immersed into what they want, what they think they want, but they don't realize what that would look like.
Yeah.
They'll sit here and laugh at countries like Venezuela, Cuba, and other countries that are in the Americas, and they laugh at them. They're talking about how brutal can they be, all this kind of stuff. I said, well, here you are advocating for the same thing here in the United States. So I just shake my head.
I put it in there.
And I'm like you, David. I believe in if somebody has a good idea, I don't care what side of the table it comes from.
All the rest
If
of
it's
it
going to benefit
is
everybody
protected.
overall, take it and run with it.
Exactly.
You know, that's the problem. Somebody comes with a good idea, but don't come from the right side of the table.
That's what they know.
They'll vote it down just for the fact they didn't want nobody to get credit for it. And I said, you're harming the people just because somebody on the other side of the table had a better idea than
When
you.
you ring about the numbers.
Yeah. Sorry, Dre. We've got
No,
to
no
send
problem.
we've got to
I'll
send
be
the
so-
mobile no, we've got to send the
I'll be-
mobile phone back, and they sent us
I'll-
an envelope that has to go in, and if it gets any damage, we're liable, but it has to go in this envelope, but the phone doesn't fit in the envelope.
Wow. I guess you better write big letters, as they say in the that movie Christmas Story. The word is fragile, but the father kept saying fragile. Fragile. I said right fragile. That's something
Yeah.
front and back.
Yeah.
Right fragile.
what-
and
what
also
did-
on the
Yeah,
edge.
what
is
did they call it
right
over
don't
here?
bend.
Fragile.
Fragile. Yeah. I
It's
said right
Fraggle.
on the edges. Right.
Fraggle.
Don't bend.
Fraggle. Yeah.
Fraggle.
Yeah.
It's Fraggle.
That's something else.
That's funny.
You know, now we're gonna have to go and find the Fraggle Rock song again. Thanks to you. I don't know why, but every time someone says Fraggle, I have to go and listen to that song. I just like the characters, you know, all shaking their heads, running along.
Yeah.
Right, I'll go to bed.
Right.
I'm off in a couple of hours.
All right, Laura, you have yourself a good night's sleep, and I wish you a very safe and fun holiday.
It's not going to be fun. It's going to rain because I'm taking my drone.
Well,
There
that's
you
a
go.
Choice. That's a choice you're making, huh?
It's a choice you're making.
And the charge. The batteries are charged.
I don't mean nothing. The batteries be charged when you get back home too.
Yeah, that's funny.
So
Joe, tell me about
y'all-
this Avada 2.
Vada 2 is wonderful.
This is
I
what
like,
I've
I put it like
been-
this.
Yeah,
It's,
they're gonna
it's
share this,
wonderful in
Joe.
its own sense because the Avada is wonderful too.
Mm-hmm.
I like them both.
Yeah, Joe, I'm just sharing this. I've designed this as a key switch for my computer, so it's still going to have its password and everything. But this is a kill switch. So once I take the key out, the kids won't be able to start the computer up.
Yeah, they can believe that.
Yeah, I'm going to come in and be there with a screwdriver taking it apart, going, I'll get this back to working.
Oh, wow.
All right.
If they're gonna really believe that, they're gonna see that and they say that's a bunch of printed shit.
He did a 3D printer crap.
Yeah, it's pretty crap. So what I do like about the video I did, I said I'm flipping over the Avada 2, and I showed it upside down.
Mhm.
I got on Lakefront and I did the flips, the easy acro. And when I did a couple of them, I put on there, don't be hating me because I could do it easier than you.
Oh, wow.
So don't be hating.
Well, I was contemplating buying the ones Johnny had, and I see he sold that one at the meetup, and then he said the one he had in the box only had the drone itself. So I said that's not going to help me. I need a complete kit and stuff.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
I've got mine. I'm thinking about selling.
Mhm.
It's the Avada, the goggles, 2 batteries. I've actually got it set up right now with 2 Avadas, the whole setup with everything. I think I'm gonna pull the motion controller out, leave the sticks, and keep 2 batteries in the newer Avada, and then I'll sell the other set. But I'm still not sure.
Yeah. And like I say, sometimes me, I'm always looking. I'm as bad as Max. I'm always looking for a deal.
Yeah.
So once I calmed down, I said, you know what? Do I really need to buy this? No. I actually gonna go out and use it even for fun? No. So why you want to buy it? I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's how I was. I was not. Let me tell you why I bought it. I was not buying the 2,
Mhm.
but they said it flies better indoors.
Mhm.
And lately, with the real estate stuff that I do every once in a while, they
Yeah.
want me to fly if it's elevated under it, or they want me to
Mhm.
fly inside,
Right.
just to give that look. And the other
Mhm.
day, I flew the Avata inside under, it was a 8-foot elevated house. I went
Right.
underneath it, all of that. And when I got near the middle of it, it automatically tried to pick up a little bit.
Oh.
Whereas I thought about it and I said, you know what, that new one won't do that. It'll stay level.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if I could get 5 or 6 real estate shoots with that, that covers
It's
it.
paid.
You know,
Yeah. Sorry, paid
I'm
for
gonna
itself.
pay
so-
for it that way.
Yeah.
That's
And
why I
that's
said
what you're
yeah, I
thinking
made
like I do.
$200 today.
Yeah, you thinking like I do. You know, if it don't make
Yeah.
money, it don't make sense. And that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. With the work I do, there is no reason for me to get one because I have yet to come into
Yeah.
any type of work that I would need a drone as such. And if it came down to even when I fly, if I would fly in a commercial structure that's still being built, I still got that old Spark. That there's no roof on it on the buildings, but they like to see a drone flying through the door or flying through a window inside of a structure that ain't got no roof on it, so I have to worry about if it rises up or anything like that. So
Well,
yeah.
the only problem you got is when you go through with the new one, even with the new one, if
Mhm.
it is completely low light,
Yeah,
it's not going to cease because it's the vision sensors.
right.
If it's not seeing it, it's going to start getting a little unstable.
Yeah, that's why I say I haven't had anything where I would need to be totally under something or indoors. They just like that look of flying through a door or a window that's under construction. No roof will be on the building at any time.
Yeah, but I was in Audubon Park. I was in Fontainebleau Park yesterday, and I was
Mhm.
flying around the oak trees, and I called it a really fun flight at Fontainebleau State Park, right? And I
Right.
was under the oak trees, and the oak trees are pretty big oak trees, and I came in between the gap, and you got to be 3 feet off the ground for it to do the flips. And I'm doing a bank going underneath the oak trees, and I did a complete roll underneath the oak trees with the roll. It stayed in the bank and just kept going, And I really had no ambition to ever do acro.
Mm-hmm.
But if I could do it with a press of a button, guess what?
Well, like I said, it's a controlled move. That way you feel a
Yeah.
little more confident. You had to worry about
Now, well,
did you overcompensate or didn't flip it enough, and now you're off angle and stuff.
yeah. Will I go full manual? Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
I don't plan on it.
Yeah. I tell people, I say every drone I have has a purpose, and like I said, I'm not that type of person. I'm just going to buy it because just to have it on the shelf. That's just not
Yeah.
my style.
And like I said, I've had an offer. One guy tried to split up the system, but he gave me a crazy price. I said no,
Mhm.
And it's out there. If somebody, I got it's not a cheap deal on it, but I've got a good deal because I still got Carry Fresh on them and
Mhm.
everything because it's the whole setup right now with filters, brand new. I got camera butter filters that aren't even open, $50 filters in it.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
like I say, once I finished, I came from my tax guy, and
Yeah.
he said, Mr. Crawford, he said, eventually you're gonna have to show a profit. He said, this is 3 years in a row you have shown a loss, and the IRS is gonna get wise to this. And I said, you need to show a profit. He said, you're making money, but you keep buying a lot of stuff.
Well, you could, if you get it a little bit closer, you could buy stuff, and you
Mhm.
tell them you have to buy it to keep up with the system.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm talking about, for me to buy something, I have to look at something like the M350 with a LiDAR lens or something. So I need something like over 20 grand to keep my taxes in check.
Just keep your records perfect.
Oh yeah, I do that.
I kept mine all. This was when I first learned how to do Excel. It was in South Carolina. I get a notice that I got to go to Savannah, Georgia, because they want to do an audit.
Oh wow!
And I said, okay. So I went in. I knew all the laws about when I had closed my business down in Hawaii and moved to
Mhm.
South Carolina, and I didn't reopen it that rest of the calendar year. So I could take a different kind of loss on it and everything else.
Right, right.
I went through all of that and had all my stuff, I had all my receipts in envelopes by dates,
Mm-hmm.
you know, by month.
Right.
And they called me down there and I was getting a big refund back.
Right.
'Cause I was closing the business. I was
Mm-hmm.
all the rest of the stuff that was depreciated, I was pulling it all out.
Right.
You know, so they had to write me like a $7,000 check.
Oh.
And they didn't like that idea. So they said, we're gonna
No, they
audit
sure
you. We don't
don't.
think it's right.
They
So I
sure
walked
don't.
down there. I get down there, I walked in, I had a pair of blue jeans on, a pair of blue jeans and a polo shirt. Walked in, sat there. They called me into the back. I went to the back. I had a little bitty box with all the stuff filed in it, like that,
Right.
cut, made it look like a file.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a package about this big in my hand that was all typed up and cleaned and all of that.
Right.
And the guy looks at me and he says, "Did you bring your stuff with you? You're supposed to be ordered to this. It's all right here." And I handed him the thing and he looks at it,
Yeah.
and he looks at the stuff, he thumbs through it, and he sees the months
Right.
like that. He opens one, looks in it, and he saw everything written on it, what it was for,
Mm-hmm.
and puts it back, and he opens the thing, he thumbs through it, and he goes, "I'll be right back." Comes back and he hands me my check.
Yeah.
And I said, "I thought I was being audited." He says, "I
Ain't
don't need
gonna
to
waste
look
the
through
time.
that."
Yeah.
He said, "I'll be wasting my time." That's what he
Yep.
told me.
Yeah, be
He
wasting their
said,
time.
"You have your stuff together." He said, "You
Mhm.
did it the right way."
Yeah, that's I walked in this year because I tell you, the year before I walked in out my tax guy had a big old vanilla envelopes, and I just kind of start shaking it out. All the receipts was falling out and stuff. And she
Yeah.
told me, "Mr. Crawford, you got to do better than this." I said, so this year I had all my posters stamped together, all the other
Yeah.
receipts set together. I had everything I bought from Amazon in one pile, eBay in another
Yeah.
pile. I said, "There you go, there you go."
You got to realize you got to have it. This is postage. This is this is that.
Yep.
You know, this
Mhm.
was products, processing products, everything. Had all of
Right.
that set up. And
Yep.
the guy, he said, "I got one question for you." After he handed me the stuff and we signed everything, he says, "You're a photographer, so I know you're going to open your business again. When are you going to
Mhm.
open it?"
Mhm.
And I closed it. I closed it the end of May. I said June 1st.
Mhm.
And he smiled. He said, "Okay." Because if I opened it before June 1st, they can throw a
Right.
penalty on it.
Right.
So
Mhm.
June 1st.
Yep.
And he smiled. He said, "Well, I'm glad you." He said, "How do you know this? How do you know all of that?"
Mhm.
I said, "Well, I used to have a corporation that
Mhm.
used to be incorporated, and then I
Right.
changed that." And I said, I had a really good attorney friend.
Mhm.
I said, so he gave me all the ins and outs, what I had to do.
Yeah.
So it was a safe way to go.
Yeah.
And June 1st, I went down to the county down there and got my business license. You know,
Yeah.
and started making money again.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta know the I say folks gotta know the administrator side. That's why I tell a lot of these folks that want to get in, you know, they go out and buy a drone, they want to go out making money. I said, it ain't about the drone. It's still a business, period.
Yep.
You gotta think it like a business, period. You just can't just think, you know, it's a drone, it's gonna be something different, unique. I said, no, business is business.
No.
So,
Now I'll tell you something about the Avata 2. Best Buy got 3 of them, and I got the third. So 2 other people around here have 2.
mhm.
There's 2 here.
Yeah.
I figured Johnny had got one.
Yeah.
You know, so they were messing because I wasn't gonna buy it. Dre, really wasn't.
Yeah.
I sat here. I had no ambition to buy it, and they were talking about the features of it,
Mm-hmm.
and the acro and the flips and the battery life, and Billy Kyle got on, and I don't like to listen to him in the first place because he's a fanboy, and he was talking about it, and I'm listening to it, and I'm on the show with Paul, and I'm looking at it, and they said Best Buy. When they said Best Buy,
Mhm.
I went, Best Buy, like that. So I typed in Best Buy, and I said Avata 2, and it says 1 left available. This is at 9:30 in the morning.
Wow.
1 available, right?
Mhm.
I looked at it. I looked at the price, and the Flymore kit $11.99, right?
Mm-hmm.
Looked at it and I went, yeah, you got to get the Flymore kit because you got to have the extra batteries because it comes
Right,
with the case,
right.
and this case and everything.
Right.
Other one came with 1 battery, no case. I looked at it and I went, oh, let me look at my credit card. So I looked at my Best Buy credit card, and I only owe like 300, and it's like 3,500 limit, right?
Yeah.
Looked
Yeah.
at it, and I looked back at it, it said 12 months, same as cash. And I went,
Yeah.
I hit it, right? And it says, for pickup, I hit it. It's a 12-month same as cash. It's not going to change what I pay on it a month. I
Right.
pay them like $50 a month.
Mhm.
And eventually I'll add it. I'll get it knocked off when I get football again.
Right.
So I did that, right? So then I'm sitting here. I mean, it was within 15 minutes of listening to him. And Justin was on, and Justin said, "Did you buy it?" I said, "Yeah." He said, I won my bet like that. And I said, "Well, I wasn't expecting to do this." So the best part is I'm sitting here and I'm still contemplating. I'm saying, "Man, did I make a mistake? You know, what did I do?" And all this. And Johnny's talking about he ordered his, and I typed in the chat over there. I said, "Johnny, yeah, mine's gonna be ready at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. like this." And you see Johnny's eyes go. You look at it. I looked at it. He said, "Kevin Joe said he just got one from Best Buy. He's gonna pick it up at 10." Right there, right? So Johnny, they're talking about it, and everybody on the panel's buying one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I said, I really should have got the sticks because they were there too. So I look back in there and I go to look at the sticks and it says sold out.
Oh.
So I get on the phone and I call Best Buy. I called the 800 number and I said, "I got a question. I ordered this. I actually did it through the chat.
Right.
I said, I ordered this. This is my order number. I said, is there any way I can add that and still keep the 12 months same as cash? She goes, "Oh, no problem. Let me see." Comes back on. She goes, "Yeah, I just need your address, all of this, your information." I gave it all. And she says, "Verify the order number." I did this. She said, "The last 4 digits of your card," and I did all that. She goes, "No problem. We got that for you. You're a valued member and all of this."
All right.
And she puts it on, and I said, and she says, "Just give me a second." She comes back. She goes, "Okay, it's added." I saw it add on
Right.
to the thing. And she says, "Yeah, we got it all set, but it won't be available for you for the 18th for that one thing." I said, "Okay." Now they had it, but it was sold. So I said, "Okay, that's fine." I said, "I still get the 12 months same as cash, right?" And she goes, "No, you don't." And I went, "Well, whoa, wait, stop." And she goes, "No, it brought it up to now we'll give you 18 months same as cash."
Oh, wow.
Because that extra 200 knocked it over the next plateau.
That's 23.
And I said, "Well, that's even better." You know?
Yeah, because I've been looking at this Inspired 2 on eBay, and the guy even relisted it because nobody bought it the first time he had there. So it's calling my name, but I'm trying not to hear it. And like I said, if he relisted again, I might have to help the guy out because I'm the type of person. I'm trying to stay away from it. I won't even get on eBay. I go on Amazon because I'm like you. I said I get there, get looking at it, unless you know you put it in your cart and you're like, "Oh, go to cart, purchase."
Yeah, and I'm looking at the case for it. I like the hard case, and I'm looking at the case for it. It's like $80, $90, right?
Right.
And the filter's even $50. I called John and said, "Well, you better get with your guy and see if you get 2 of each." He said he asked them for 2 of each. That's what he did. So I'm hoping that he gets 2 cases, 2 sets of filters, and then me and Johnny will bargain.
Okay. Paul, did you have a successful?
Yes,
flight?
it was well, yes and no. I flew with the new controller.
Yeah.
And it was glitchy.
Mm.
The transfer, because right when I went to take off, it comes up and says it was going to delete my Wi-Fi because of quality or something or whatever. And so I flew it and it was glitchy.
Right.
I couldn't figure that out. And I wished I'd have used the regular older controller now. But I still think it turned out all right. I think it's my transmission that was glitchy. It wasn't the actual video that it was recording on the drone.
Okay.
It does turn off your Wi-Fi. Yeah.
It turned off.
No, wait. You didn't fly the Mini 3 Pro.
No,
I flew the Air 2S.
Yeah, and shouldn't have turned off your Wi-Fi.
No, I was just saying, Paul, on the original smart controller, there is a update. Last 4 numbers is 0076. I just had to do one on mine the other day when I had my Enterprise Advance out. So might want to check on that for your original smart controller.
I did one on the original smart controller. Just
how many days ago? Okay, I think it came out Friday or Thursday or Friday.
Yeah,
But the last four numbers is 0076, so you'll know you'll be at
0076. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them came up. All of them had one because of the about it too.
Okay. So I say it didn't say much. It just said, when they don't give you any information, it says fixes minor bugs. That's all it said about what it was supposed to do. So I don't know. But I guess I know you feel comfortable using that smart controller.
Oh,
Yeah, but he had a glitch with that one yesterday too.
Yeah.
Yes.
He got around the front of the ship yesterday, and it gave him a little problem. About the same place he lost the other one.
I'm gonna let you guys see what I shot tonight, and I haven't looked at
Okay.
this. This is just the raw footage. So here we go. Let me screen share. Can you guys see that?
Not yet. There we go.
The video looks all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts glitching when I get around the other side. Let me speed it up a little bit. No, I don't see any glitching. Do you?
No.
Nothing more than what I'm getting on
It
YouTube.
must have been just in the transmission back to the controller.
Yeah.
And what I don't like is that glitching because, it's a moving object, so
Right.
Oh, see, there it is. It glitched right there. Did you see it? Watch right here.
No, I didn't see it.
Right here.
Mhm.
Nope. Let me go
No, I
back.
didn't see it.
No, it didn't do it that time.
No, I didn't see it at all.
Let's see. It did it like a little stutter.
Mhm.
I'm getting a phone call. Let me grab it.
Nope, not doing it right now.
Yeah, it might have been just on the controller. Now, have you always flown under the bridge?
Oh, yeah. There's the sun going down.
Yeah. It's a nice shot there.
Oh, see it? It just glitched again. Right? Now watch it. Did it? Did you see the stutters?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if that's me seeing on YouTube or you're seeing it real time. I'm seeing the YouTube transmission. It's kind of
Now watch.
stuttering all.
Right?
all
See
wrong.
right there? It did a stutter step. Right there, stutter,
Yeah.
stutter.
Okay. Yeah. It's almost like it jumped a little bit. Yeah.
And see how it's going down and going up and going down. That's
Yeah.
not me doing that.
Oh. Yeah, like it wants to go below the
Yep.
the
See,
level of the ship.
there's another glitch right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right here.
Yeah.
Glitch, glitch.
Wow.
I don't know what's
see it.
causing that.
What am I missing?
It glitched. You want to see it?
Yeah, look. I mean, because I'm looking right at it. I'm right on it.
Okay, now watch right here. Glitch. Glitch.
Wait, like paused a minute?
It almost like it jumped a couple frames.
Like a shutter. Like a
Yeah.
shuttle.
But I'm more concerned of this dipping down.
Yeah, see now watch.
Yeah.
I'm not moving the drone up and down. See how it's like
Yeah, that concerns me more than anything else is that dipping down thing.
See how it went down?
Yeah.
And back
Yeah.
up and went down.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that right there, the glitch right there.
That's not me doing it.
Yeah, yeah. Didn't you get the same kind of glitch yesterday with the other controller?
Yeah, but not as bad. What we were
Oh,
trying to
oh,
figure
maybe-
out, Dre, is if there isn't something going on at that bridge.
Well, that's why
Well,
that's why I asked you. Have you always flown under the
Yep.
bridge like that?
Yep,
Because I'm
for
thinking
years.
that with the, yeah, that's what I'm thinking that with all
This
the
is my
metal on
same-
top
this
of the
is my
bridge.
always the same pattern.
Right, because I know that's what you do. And I just never noticed the bridge before. Yeah, that's strange. I said dipping down concerns me more than anything else.
Yes, that did me too. I was getting nervous.
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah,
like I
that
said,
don't make sense.
if you happen to be a little closer and that thing dips down, like I say, and it glitch like that, you be right there,
In the
right into
water.
the front bow of that ship.
In the bow or in the water, yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I lost my video again. I don't know why. Let's see if I get it back. Yeah, you see, I got a black screen.
But yeah, the,
So my
the
video's
weather
supposed-
turned out really good for it. It was windy down there though, remember? Right.
Mhm.
It was a
Okay.
northeast wind at about 20 miles an hour.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that also could be a factor why it dipped down.
When I came around
Right.
the front of the ship, but the wind would have been to the back.
Right.
Yeah, it could have been the wind.
Mm-hmm.
Now you see, I'm supposed to have my video on right now. I'm showing a black screen.
Drone shots, I agree with you. I think I need to turn my damn sensors off on the drone.
And that's another thing. You got obstacle avoidance on it. Could be the obstacle avoidance moving it.
Yep. And the reason I think I should turn it off is there's times when I'm coming around the ship and I'm not that close, but I'm getting those red ba-doop on the screen where it's
Mhm.
obstacle avoidance,
Right. Right. And that could cause your drone to kind of stop
Stutter.
because
Yep.
it don't want to go no further.
Yep. So I need to turn that off because I think I've got it off on the other drone. It's on the other one. It's just this one, the new one. But the reason that I still like to use the old controller, Dre, is because it's brighter.
Yeah. Nits.
Yep.
Yep.
And if I get down in bright sunlight, it's like hard to see it,
I understand. I totally understand. Yeah, 'cause I mean, for years, that's all we used to talk about, getting a brighter screen, and
Yep.
these guys, these young guys say, "Oh, that's enough for me." I said, "Not enough for us." We've been fighting for brighter screens forever, and it's kind of amazing me how nobody talks about those triple techs anymore.
Yep.
Well, Paul, I'm gonna jump off here.
Yep, I think we're gonna close her down. I think
Okay.
we about beat it to death, and I thank you, Dre, for sticking around while I went and did that ship.
Oh, not a problem.
And I was glad you did because, every once in a while I have a question about when I'm flying,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want. In other words, what I'm worried about is it just me, or is
Right.
anybody else can see it too? So,
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Right.
understandable. Not a problem.
yeah.
Good stuff.
Okay,
All
Joe,
righty.
you take care, buddy.
All right.
Yeah, I gotta
hopefully
figure
I
out
will
why
see
my
you
camera
folks in the
turns off
morning.
now.
Okay,
I'll see
figure
y'all
it
then.
out, Joe.
All right.
Catch you later, guys.
Okay, David.
Later.
Hey, thank you
Later,
for
David.
being here, buddy.
No
And tell
problem.
Laura I said shut up.
Tell Laura.
Laura, Joe said, "Shut up," and shut up all week and leave him alone. She said,
Okay,
"Joe."
Later,
as
y'all.
well.
Everybody in the chat,
Catch
thanks
you
for
later.
being here. We'll
Okay.
see all of you again tomorrow morning.
Okay.
David, you're going to be there, right?
I'll be around somewhere.
Okay, all right.
He'd be partying.
Congratulations.
Hey,
Okay,
Joe,
later.
we'll see you in the morning.
Okay.
Bye-bye.